Hold it. A little bit of pressure on the rear brake if I need it. All the way over. Placement. Hug them. All the way to the top. Commit. Hold the turn. Hold it. Hold it. Placement. Hug them. Commit. Placement. Hug them. Commit. And so on and so forth. You get it. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. Very nice, I'm looking at the camera. Very nice, good, good, good. Preloaders, V.I.Preloaders. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Always a pleasure to have you guys here with me. And you know this by now, or at least you should. For those of you that have never been to this channel before, welcome to you as well. My name is Robert. I'm a retired NYPD Highway Patrol motorcycle lieutenant. The name of this wonderful channel is Be the Boss of Your Motorcycle. Ah, what a beautiful day. It's gonna get hotter, but for now, I'm just gonna enjoy the coolness and the crispness of the air, the mountains in the background, and I wanna welcome you guys to practice session number 113. I'm out here in beautiful Colorado Springs to be exact, and to be even more specific, I'm at Pikes Peak, Harley-Davidson. So first, before I say anything else, I wanna give a huge shout out to V.I.Preloader, Stephanie. Stephanie came out to Pooler, Georgia for 3 days, private lessons with me. She rented Angel. She did phenomenal. And she actually taught me a lot of stuff too. And what I'm referring to is the connection between horse riding and motorcycle riding. And that's why when people watch the videos or the video clips or the pictures of her on the motorcycle, they say she looks like a motor officer just because of her posture, right? That's from riding horses, right? Anyway, when we were done with that, she said, I would love to get you out to Colorado to do some practice sessions. Fast forward, here I am. She made stuff happen. She came to this dealership. She spoke to the GM, Gil, who, by the way, another huge shout out to Gil. I'll get to Gil in a second, but Stephanie's gonna be here today. You're gonna get to meet her if you haven't seen her already in video. She's a phenomenal woman for a bunch of different reasons, right? Above and beyond personality, that's what we have here in Preloader Nation, so it's no surprise, but you'll meet her. Second, Gil, the GM of this dealership, huge shout out to him for allowing us to even come here and not only use the range, but pretty much fully accommodating me with everything I need. A tent, a cooler, water, chairs, a motorcycle. And not only did he say I can ride a motorcycle here, guys, he said, what kind of motorcycle do you want? I said, I'd like a road glide because, you know, I'm not picky. If a street glide's all I can get, I'll take it. I just have to, you know, kind of open my legs when I make turns. And he said to one of the guys, get him that white 24 road glide. 24, right? So awesome. Then he said, do you want to take it to ride around as well? And I said, I doubt it. He said, well, if you do, let me know. I'll throw a dealer plate on it and then you can ride around. Guys, that is just awesome. Listen, anytime I come to a Harley-Davidson dealership, if I can get a motorcycle to use while I'm doing a practice session, if I don't have my own, that's wonderful, but I never expect it. So I always appreciate it. I appreciate everything I get. What do I say all the time at the end of my videos, guys? Spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. So I highly, highly appreciate it. And lastly, I want to give a huge shout out to Chris. Chris is a rider coach here and also the manager of the Riding Academy here. And I met him, great guy, he's a preloader. And he actually moved a class out of the way to allow me to come here and do these practice sessions. So that's great. He's not going to be able to be here today. As the same with the GM. I was hoping that they would be here, but they're busy. But tomorrow's practice session on Sunday, Chris said he's going to stop by. So hopefully he can stop by while we're still doing this. He could jump in here and do some stuff. I love having rider coaches in practice sessions with me. It's always an each one teach one environment for everyone. But somebody that does this, it's good to have them here too. All right, guys? So anyway, if you've never been to this channel before, again, I want to welcome you. This is a practice session. I do practice sessions on this channel. The primary location is Pooler, Georgia. That's where I live. But obviously I do traveling practice sessions as well. So that's why I'm here in Colorado. And these are great, great sessions for learning. There's an entertainment aspect of it as well, of course. But the fact that you get to watch people from all walks of life, from all skill levels, come out here, and this kind of evens the playing field when you start slowing down and doing slow speed maneuvers. But it's important that you know this channel is all about positivity. There's no arrogance here, there's no judgment. And so you can come here regardless of how long you've been riding and realize this is a safe place. And when I say it's a safe place, I mean that in two ways. One, yes, it's a controlled environment, right? So you don't have to worry about that. There's no cars running through here, or at least there shouldn't be. And two, it's a safe place from ridicule and criticism. Constructive criticism is good, but again, there's no negativity here. So that way you could come here and learn. Learn. And believe it or not, guys, 98% of motorcycle riders aren't proficient in this skill. So trust me, when you come here, you don't have to feel like embarrassed or anything if you don't know how to do stuff. The majority of people that ride motorcycles are in the same spot. But that's what this is all about, guys. This is about helping you be more confident on your motorcycle, to be the boss of your motorcycle. And the bosses are created at slow speeds in a parking lot, okay? So we're gonna talk about that all throughout the day. I have 9 exercises out here, plus a bonus, and plus we do a follow the leader. We'll see if we get to all of that. But there's no pressure for anybody to come out here and do everything, right? That is not what this is about. Again, we're gonna talk about that as well. We have to step outside of our comfort zone a little bit, but if you're clearly not ready to do something, I prefer you don't even try it. This is about building confidence, right? That's what this is all about. Leaving here with a better understanding of what you need to work on is the real goal. Anything else that we can get, that's great. But we're not out here trying to do things we're not ready to do. Baby steps, guys. Small goals. That's what this is all about. So yes, check out the practice session videos, guys. They're not short videos, but I do put chapters in them now. When I first started this, I didn't put chapters in them. So the first practice session videos don't have chapters, but eventually the chapters are in them. So you can watch those videos, and I prefer you don't skip around anyway because there's always nuggets in these videos, things for you to pick up. And I do understand that practice sessions, group sessions are not for everybody. Everybody doesn't want to be on YouTube. And so that's why I also offer private lessons, right? So if you're interested in private lessons, go to my website, click on where it says private lessons, and it'll tell you all the information that you need, and you can register right there, all right? All right, guys, I'm all set up out here. As we always do, when the preloaders and V.I.Preloaders get here, we're gonna talk to them, find out where they're from, find out their names, what they're riding, how long they've been riding, more important to me, how long they've been practicing slow speed riding, and what they rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed maneuvers. That number's for them. Then at the end of the day, I'm gonna ask them again if there's any change in that number. And again, it's humbling out here, especially for someone that's never practiced with cones. And that number can either stay the same, go up or go down. The number's not for me. So I like to tell people all the time, don't feel compelled to say the number went up to stroke my ego. There's no egos out here, including me. That's why the first thing we do before we start, we take our egos and we leave them on the curb. All right, guys? All right, let's do it. What's your name?
Chuck Robertson.
Where are you from, Chuck?
Fort Collins, Colorado.
How far is that from here?
It's about 95 miles.
Okay. How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
12 to 15 years now.
What are you riding today?
Street glide, 14 street glide.
Beautiful bike, beautiful bike. How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
We play around with it quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could tell. If you had to give yourself a rating, 1 to 10, 10 being the best slow speed, what would you give yourself?
A 5.
Pleasure to meet you, Chuck.
Nice to meet you.
All right.
What do I need to do?
Just answer my questions, and I guarantee you know the answer to all of them.
All right. Okay.
All right. What's your name?
Greg Stutzman.
Where are you from, Greg?
Loveland, Colorado.
How far is that from here?
Right at 106 or 110 miles.
Really?
So,
Okay.
Not far.
Loveland.
Loveland. Yep.
How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
Actually rode them early on in high school, but then quit for a number of years and then started riding again in 2010.
What are you riding today?
2006 Ultra Classic CVO.
Nice. How long you been practicing slow speed riding?
Just a couple years.
Okay. If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed, what would you give yourself?
5.
Pleasure to meet you, man.
Pleasure to meet you.
All right. What's your name?
Debbie
Debbie and?
Curtis.
Curtis. Where you guys from?
from Ogden, Utah.
How far is that from here?
600 and something miles.
600 something miles. Okay. How long have you been riding the motorcycle?
About 6 years.
And you? Put the mic to his mouth.
15.
15 years?
Yeah.
What are you riding today?
I'm riding the 21 Road Glide Special.
Okay, and you?
21 Street Guide Special.
How long you been practicing slow speed riding?
A couple years.
A couple years? How about you?
Same.
Beautiful. If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed, what would you give yourself?
I'm going to go with 5 today.
5 is good. You?
6.5.
6.5. Pleasure to meet you both.
Thank you.
All right. What's your name?
It's John Parisi.
Where you from, John?
All over, retired military.
Thank you for your service.
Been here for about since 1985
In Colorado?
in Colorado Springs.
Okay. Oh, so you're local.
Sorta.
Okay.
Born in Jersey, military
Really?
family.
Okay.
And ended up settling out here when Dad got out of the military.
Mm-hmm.
And here I am.
Beautiful. How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
Consistently for about 2 years.
What are you riding today?
I've got a 2008 Kawasaki Vulcan 900.
How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
Probably for about a year, but not consistently.
Okay. If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best slow speed, what would you give yourself?
Probably a 1.
Nice to meet you, man.
Thank you very much.
All right. What's your name?
Brian,
Where you from?
Longmont, Colorado.
How far is that from here?
It was about a 2-hour drive last night.
Okay. How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
9 weeks.
Good. Really? What are you riding today?
A 2002 Suzuki Marauder.
Okay. How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
Day 1.
Beautiful. If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best slow speed, what would you give yourself?
3.
Nice to meet you, Brian.
Thanks.
All right, guys. 1 through 9, bonus, follow the leader. Let's do it. Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome to practice session number.
107?
I was hoping you knew because I don't know. I have no idea.
107, because Ohio was 106, right?
Does anyone have an issue being on YouTube? Beautiful. That always works out. But is everybody familiar with my channel? Everybody knows what preload and keep it loaded means. Perfect. Everybody knows what the friction zone is. Good, because we're going to be living in it today. Everyone knows what the push-up penalties are. Who doesn't know? You forgot. Okay, good. Just keep in mind the push-up penalties are voluntary. Again, one of the things I find that motorcycle riders are not, and that's accountable. Zero accountability. If there's a motorcycle accident, it's always somebody else's fault or something else's fault. And I look at that 2 ways. The one way I look at it is the main reason why we're here. If you don't practice this stuff, the only options you have out there when something unexpected happens is squeeze and hope for the best. And so if that's the only thing you know how to do, when things don't work out, of course you're going to blame other people. When really there was probably a number of things you could have done, right? Okay, front brake grab. If you squeeze that front brake during a slow speed maneuver out here today, 10 push-ups, right? And again, it's not about the push-ups. I don't expect you to do the push-ups out here. What a lot of people do is they do the push-ups at home and send me a video of them doing them. If they're a V.I.Preloader, I put it at the beginning of the next practice session video. People love to see that. It's accountability, right? And again, I don't care how the push-ups look. Your ass could be in the air. You could do 1 push-up every 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. It's about what the push-ups represent. And if you put your foot out when you feel the motorcycle falling, that's 10 push-ups per tap. So if you tap the ground 3 times, 30 push-ups, okay? All of this is gonna make sense as the day progresses. So I want you guys to keep something in mind today. Your egos, leave them here. Leave them under this tree so they're nice and cool when you pick them up at the end of the day. This is not a competition out here today. We're here to learn. This is an each one, teach one environment. That means all of us have something to share. Because remember, it's not always about being right or wrong. Sometimes it's just a better way of doing things. And because we all learn differently, what's better for you might not be better for you. So that's why all your input's welcomed. If you have a question today, ask it. No such thing as a stupid question. Because this is on YouTube, people all over the world are going to be watching this video. And trust me, they wish they were here to ask the question that you're asking. So keep that in mind. I have 9 exercises, really 10. I have 10 exercises out here. You don't have to do all 10 of the exercises. You could do 4 exercises. Matter of fact, when I was in Michigan, there was a young lady, she was brand new. She did 1 through 3. When we got to 4, she shut it down. The goal here today is not to leave here and have it all. It just doesn't work like that. There's exceptions to that, but very small amount. The goal is for you to raise your confidence, which I'm going to guarantee you that's going to happen. How much that's going to happen, that's where it differs. But it's going to happen. Your other goal is it's small victories we're looking for out here today, right? We have to be patient with this. This is why I ask all of you guys, how long have you been practicing? I can give a crap how long you've been riding a motorcycle, how long you've been practicing, because the people that practice this ride way better and have way more confidence than people that don't. It's that simple. Everybody that buys a motorcycle just wants to get married to it. No, you have to date the motorcycle first. Get to know it, know its limitations, know your limitations. And this is the dating ground. This is where you date your motorcycle. So I commend you all for being here, especially you. You said 9 weeks you've been riding? Yeah, so he's going to date his motorcycle, not just jumping right into a relationship, right? Ideally, that's the way it's supposed to be, right? So I say that to say, I want you guys to step outside your comfort zone a little bit today. Some of you might be stepping outside of it just by being here, right? But keep in mind, if I see that you're not ready, if I think you're not ready for something, I'm going to mention that to you. It's up to you if you're going to say, okay, I'll stop here, or I want to keep going. Also, some people learn backwards. So all of these exercises that I have set up out here build on one another. So usually if you can't do 1 through 3, you're going to struggle with 4. But I've had somebody come out here and, actually that's not true. I've had somebody do well in 6, but didn't do well in the other ones. We're going to talk about all of that, okay? We're going to talk about all of that. Any questions about any of that? Okay? Now, also, you might say, Rob, I'm not going to try this one. And I might say to you, I want you to try it anyway, because I probably see something that you don't, right? We're all our worst critics, so I get that. But I ask you how long you've been practicing, because I want you to be patient with yourself. Don't get frustrated if you're not getting something. If I ask you how long you've been practicing, you go, not really. You are where you should be based on the amount of practice you've done. It's that simple, right? Also, keep in mind, this is a perishable skill. So after today, whatever we do, I want you to continue doing it, right? And use cones if you don't use cones. Because if you practice every time you ride, I hear that, that's a supplemental practice. You need cones. Cones give you confinement. Cones help you with judgment. And if you don't have them, when you get out there, stuff that matters that you hit are cones, right? That's how you got to look at it, okay? Any questions? Outstanding. All right, so first we're going to do some basics. Look at this. We're going to cover some basics today. We're going to see where you are as far as watching my videos. Your wife probably can answer all the questions, and she doesn't even ride. What keeps the motorcycle up at slow speeds?
Clutch out, give it a gas.
I like that answer. I want more specificity.
We do.
We do. Good answer. Power to the, I like that answer even better. One word's missing. There we go. Sufficient power to the rear wheel. Why is that answer so important? Sufficient.
As soon as you let go of the clutch, it starts draining your power, so you got to have sufficient power.
That's right. And depending on when you provide that power is going to determine if it's sufficient. So, I often tell people, the one thing that we all fear on the motorcycle, most people fear riding slow, is dropping the bike, falling over. It's the only vehicle in existence that your heart rate goes up the slower you go, right? So, we all share that. And so what I tell people is, if you address that feeling as soon as you feel it, it's a small movement. Everything is smaller. Everything we're doing today are small movements. But I get, when you're learning this, everything's big and choppy. Don't worry about that, it's going to smooth out. So, if the bike is starting to fall and I open my hand this much, that is sufficient. If I wait this long and then open the clutch up, it's not sufficient anymore if I open my hand up the same amount. I'm gonna have to open my hand up more. But by the time the bike gets here, people ain't doing that. They're already putting a foot out. You do that today, 10 push-ups. We don't need our feet. We understand that. We're not duck walking today. That's the goal. I want you to know these are goals. I don't expect everybody to do everything today. It's a process, right? If we feel the bike falling, that's the answer. We're going to talk about the 5 steps as well. Sufficient power. So what I want you guys to do today also is, a lot of people, when they don't need the power, they pull the clutch all the way to the grip. Then when they need the power, they have to go search for it. That time period searching for the power is a waste. Come out of the sun, man.
I'm fine.
Okay, we're going to be in the sun long enough today. That time you spend searching for the power is wasting time. It's wasted time. And that's when people wind up putting a foot down, because even if they say, okay, I'm falling, let me start opening the clutch, because they're still searching while the bike's falling, nah. In their mind, I'm opening my hand and it's not working. I still feel falling. That's because the clutch was in too much. So what I prefer you do is find out where your friction zone starts. So start opening your clutch slowly. As soon as you feel it start to move a little bit, pull it in right before that. That's where you live during your slow speed maneuvers. So that when you need the power, boop. You don't need it, boop. And that's how you play, right? Like I said, everything we're doing is very small. Okay. Sufficient power is what keeps the bike up. What does your motorcycle want to do with sufficient power to the rear wheel?
Stand up.
And go straight. It wants to stand up and go straight. What does it want to do with insufficient power at slow speeds? It wants to fall. Good. So we got it. Sufficient power is what keeps the motorcycle up at slow speeds. At slow speeds, with sufficient power, your motorcycle wants to stand up and go straight. That's what it's designed to do. And with insufficient power at slow speeds, it wants to fall. We all agree with all of that? That's the class. I'll see you guys later. If it were only that easy, right? But now we just got to talk about how to put all of that together. All right. Let's talk about the first 5 steps. What's always step number 1 before you move your motorcycle?
Motorcycle in first gear.
Make sure the motorcycle's in first gear. Step number 2?
Cover the rear brake.
Cover the rear brake. Who does not know what cover the rear brake means? Everybody knows. Okay, good. So for camera purposes, covering it just means rest your foot on it. Resting your foot on it won't apply it. Okay? Why do we rest our foot on it? Because we're going to be slow dancing with the bike today. Everything that we do on the motorcycle has to be smooth and graceful, especially at slow speeds. Who here rides 2 up? Meaning somebody on the back of their bike. Okay. The person that's on the back of your motorcycle kind of shifts their weight and you're going 60 miles per hour. Is it a big deal?
No.
Exactly. How about when you're going 6 miles per hour? Yes. Everything is exaggerated on the motorcycle the slower we go. So we have to keep that in mind. Okay? So the reason we cover the rear brake is if we need it, which we will be using it today, we're going to apply gentle pressure to it. We're not going to smash at that brake. If your foot's off of it, you're more inclined to smash at it because it's an oh crap moment. Oh crap. That's why we cover it. Okay? All right. That's step number 2. Step number 3. Listen, I like it. It's not the proper terminology, but it means the same thing. Preload and keep it loaded. Preload the throttle and keep it loaded. Anyone not know? Oh, I already went over that. You guys know what preload is. Good. Preload the throttle and keep it loaded. Why do we need to preload? What's going to happen if you open your clutch with no throttle from a stop?
It's going to die.
That's right. The bike's going to stall. So we preload to raise the RPMs above idle. How much do we preload? I prefer you preload higher than you think you need to. Because once you start opening the clutch, like you said, Brian, it's going to drop anyway, right? But the point is, I don't want to stall and I don't want to fall. So initially, I'm going to be a little bit higher than I probably need to be, depending on what I'm planning on doing. Now, and keep it loaded. Why is that important? So we got 1, 2, are these metric bikes? At the end, bookends. Okay, perfect. How's the idle on your bike? Is it smooth or is it choppy?
Pretty smooth. It's low.
It's low, but it's smooth. Okay. And that's pretty, how about yours?
Yeah, about the same.
Okay. And so that's the thing. If you ride a Harley Davidson, the idle is not smooth. So they still have to preload initially and they still have to keep it loaded. But because it's low, that's why they have to keep it loaded. If they had a high idle, people with motorcycles with high idles, you can do all of these slow speed maneuvers at idle and you're fine. But with our bikes, we have to create what those bikes have, which is a higher, not high, a higher smooth idle. So that's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear your bike going, bup, 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 bup. I want to hear a smooth, keeping it loaded is going to ensure that when we're in the friction zone, what we do stays smooth, okay? We want everything to be smooth. We don't like the way the bike feels riding slow anyway. You start adding this to it, you're gonna like it even less, okay? Any questions about any of that? Step number 4. 4. Yes, slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. So remember guys, it's a box. Make sure it's in first gear, starts here. You come across, cover the rear brake. You come up, preload, come across, clutch. Slowly release the clutch into the friction zone because that's what I want. That's what I'm going to be looking for today, especially in the first exercise. When you start your motorcycle, I'm looking at the front suspension. I don't want to see a lot of bounce unless we're doing open close. We're going to talk about open close. Slowly release the clutch into the friction zone. And then step number 5, as soon as your motorcycle starts to move, pick your foot up. And when I say pick it up vertically, nice and easy. That's the goal today, not today, but eventually, is for you to be like one with your motorcycle. Everything should be smooth. So if you're picking up your foot like this, it's fine, I get it. I don't want you picking up your foot like this either. Keeping your foot on the ground as long as possible. Again, once the bike starts to move, we don't need our feet. So first thing we're gonna talk about. And I'm talking about all day today. It happens every time. We're doing exercises, there's a line for the exercise, and as people are waiting on the line, as the line progresses, they go, okay, I'm gonna duck walk my bike up to the next spot. I'm just counting, 10, 20, 30. I got a spidey sense for this shit, I don't understand. I can have my back to it and be like, yep, there it is, somebody duck walking. But listen, again, we don't use the duck walking word in a disparaging way. It's no negativity, we don't make fun of people that do it. But what we do is bring awareness to the fact that if you are doing that, you're just displaying you really don't know how to operate a motorcycle properly, right? Properly. And so what I like to say is, I'm going to put a video out about this. Maybe I'll do it this afternoon. A short. I was watching the people out here on Thursday doing an MSF course. And it's Duck Walk City, of course, because that's what they teach in MSF. Duck walk the bike. And I always ask people, think about it. If you've been riding 10 years, 5 years, 50 years, if you're still doing that, you haven't grown at all as a motorcycle rider, at all. And so that's why when it comes to these practice sessions and I ask you guys to give me a number, that number's for you. It's not for me, I don't give numbers. I respectfully disagree when the number's too low. If it's too high, I'll let the comment section deal with that. But that's why I ask you at the end of the day too, because it's humbling out here. And I find that once we get out here, it evens the playing field. People that have been riding a million years and a million miles, when they get out here, they're on the same level as a brand new rider, right? And that's what this is all about. That's why we can't come in here with the egos. That's why, tell me your name again? Debbie. Debbie, you're gonna be the star of this video. Yeah, you are. Because female riders, especially on a touring type motorcycle, female riders, it's a girl power thing. Other females are gonna be inspired by watching you ride your motorcycle. And if you were shorter, it's even more so because we're out here also, we're getting rid of bad habits, we're getting rid of instincts, but also we're dispelling rumors and misinformation and all that stuff. Our height, our weight, our sex, none of that's relevant to operate one of these things. I don't care how much it weighs. So you definitely take care of females. And guys, you check egos. When somebody sees you make a U-turn with ease and they know they can't do it, yeah, I don't care what motivates people as long as they get out there and practice, right? So anyway, so that's what it's all about. All right, so the first thing, guys, that I want to talk to you about, I kind of need my motorcycle for this, and it's okay. I can use what? Really? I'm honored, man. Okay, I'm honored, thank you.
As long as you don't tip it over.
I'm not, I don't want to tip it. I can't promise I won't scrape anything.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's okay? Beautiful.
It's been done.
Okay, let's talk about stopping the motorcycle, guys, because that's what we're really going to be starting out with today. I want the motorcycle stopping smooth, all day. Please understand I'm saying all day. I don't care what you're doing when you stop. I want your stop to be smooth. And I want your foot coming down like this, bing, or in stride, heel toe. That's the goal. It's not going to always happen. We're on 2 wheels, but that's the goal. Your motorcycle always wants to fall at slow speeds, always. And how I told you I want the bike to come down, especially if you're wearing these beautiful Indy Ridge boots. Armstrongs, Comanches. Beautiful, beautiful boots. Most comfortable motorcycle boots you're gonna get. They look great. They don't even look like motorcycle boots. Anywho, most people that are coming to a stop on their motorcycle, they stop the motorcycle. They want to keep the motorcycle under speed as long as possible. Why? Because they don't want to be responsible for anything. Like I said, it's the only vehicle that your heart rate goes up the slower you go. And the slower you're ever going to go on a motorcycle is the end of a stop. And so the way he stopped is not the way I want you guys stopping today. He was all on that front brake, right? I always watch you guys pull up and stop. That's why I make you park like this. Well, it saves space too, but this is incorporating a lot of skill to come in here, make a 90-degree turn, come to a smooth stop. And anytime I do a practice session or a private lesson, that's what I'm looking at. It tells me a lot of what I need to know. Excuse me. That clutch is out there. But if I get on a bike that I've never been on before, again, the first thing we're always worried about is dropping the bike. That's why people go, I'm not riding anybody else's motorcycle. And I get that. Their confidence is low. So the first thing I do is I find out where that friction zone starts. Because I already know the only way it's going to drop is if I don't have sufficient power on that rear wheel. So find out where it starts. And then wherever it starts, I go right before it. That's where I live. As long as my preload is good, because the bike's going to drop for 2 reasons. One, oh crap, pull the clutch in. Take all the power away. That's the only thing keeping it up. It's going to fall. And then the other way, it stalls. Now, if it stalls while we're going straight, that's usually not a big deal. But if the handlebars are just turned a little bit and your bike's heavier, because we don't use the 5-letter word out here. If it's heavier, yeah, that's when it can fall. And so that's why the first things we're going to be doing out here today, we're not turning, we're not leaning. We're doing everything straight because we need to get, and what we need to get under our belts is friction zone, using the rear brake only, doing everything smoothly. Preloading and keeping it loaded, listening to what it sounds like. Okay? All right. So, like I said, when you're coming to a stop, most people will pull the clutch all the way in. Nothing wrong with that. It makes sense. And let that bike coast until they start feeling falling. And as soon as they feel falling, in their minds, that equals time to stop. That's when you see feet come out, the landing gear, front brake, and abrupt stop, right? A lot of compression in the front suspension. Don't want to see that today. Today we're going to be stopping smoothly, under control. I read in the comment section yesterday, somebody was like, this is way too involved. Just come to a stop. Stopping a motorcycle, not just stopping a motorcycle, right? Plus, whenever I do a private lesson, I have some people to come out and say, I just need help with U-turns, Rob. Okay, we never start with U-turns. Again, you don't know what you don't know. So people are trying to jump all the way up to 6 without starting at 1. What do I start everybody with? Smooth, short starts and stops. And some people are not ready for that. So I have to start them with exercise number 2, slow ride, right? Well, we're going to talk about the smooth, short starts and stops. Because this exercise in particular, you know what, before we even talk about that exercise, stopping. If you're stopping your motorcycle, Debbie, and you get to the point where the motorcycle starts to feel like it's going to fall, how are you going to handle that?
Go back in the friction zone.
That's right. Go back into the friction zone. What are you doing at the same time?
You're pressing on the rear brake.
Using the rear brake. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. You guys are magna cum laude as far as I'm concerned so far, all of you. Yes. So we have to introduce what keeps the bike up if we feel falling. And I understand it's counterintuitive. I'm opening up my clutch while I'm trying to stop. Yes, because we're only applying the amount of friction zone we need. So let's look at it this way, guys. Let's say there's 5 stages of the friction zone. Your rear brake and the friction zone work together. They play together very well. They work together in harmony. We don't want to make them fight. So if we're in the friction zone stages 1 through 3, we're good. 4 and 5 is when they're starting to fight. You're in the friction zone too much while you're on the rear brake. Because make no mistake about it, the rear brake is going to win the battle no matter what stage you're in. But we don't want the fight. So as I'm coming to that stop, as soon as I start to feel that, open up my clutch. But what do I do first? Preload. 3 comes before 4. I'm never going to open my clutch without the preload because that's when we stall. A little bit of preload, start opening the clutch. I'm just trying to get the handlebars to kind of straighten out. Now, how much I open my clutch is going to depend on what I feel. So that's why I tell everybody we're going to be in our feelings today. A lot of what we do today is going to be based on what we feel, right? So if I feel everything is fine right there, I'm going to stay right there. Braking, 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 braking. Now, as I go slower, it might start up again a little bit. As soon as I feel that, open up a little bit more, but keep braking, 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 braking. Bing! That's the only way you're going to bring that bike to a smooth stop without speed, okay? Remember, everything we're doing today is small, and even when you think you're going slow, I might tell you, you're going too fast, okay? Slow, slow, slow. So when you're coming to a stop today, I want you to need the friction zone at the end of the stop. We're in a training environment today, so everything we do, we have to do it at a higher level. And you might say, well, Rob, there's certain things I'm talking about. When am I going to need that? We're putting tools in the tool belt today. Your options out there are limited to your skill level. And if all you have is one tool, that's one option. If you don't need it and you only need it 3 times, it's there, right? But if you don't practice it, it's not there. That's what muscle memory is all about. I'm going to ride my motorcycle to you, come to a smooth stop. And again, I know I'm exaggerating, but when you put your foot down, I want you to be able to step on a bug, and when you pick up your foot, the bug is still alive. That's how smooth I want the stop to be. All right, let me ask you this. If I'm riding my motorcycle, if I'm getting ready to start from a stop, and as soon as I open up my clutch, my handlebars start turning, what's happening there?
You didn't preload enough.
No. What's happening to the motorcycle?
Oh, it's falling.
That's right. That's the start of a fall. And so what I normally see is people open up their clutch, I see the handlebar starting to turn, immediately they put a foot down. Not necessary. So if you want to get past that falling feeling, this is a tool belt item. Open close. Who's not familiar with open close? You all are familiar with open close?
Yeah.
Well, you're not even in the class, so it's okay. Are you subscribed to the channel yet? No. You're not even subscribed. I don't want to hear your voice anymore. Okay, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Open close is just dealing with your clutch, right? And when I say open close, that's the speed in which I need it to be. Open close. Don't keep it open, because a lot of the things that we're going to be doing today, if you keep it open too long, it's going to affect what you're doing. Open close is just getting the motorcycle past that falling feeling. Now that falling feeling is not always going to be there, but when it is, there's a tool belt, open close. So I'm going to bring the bike over here. I'm going to come to a smooth stop, and then I'm going to show you how I want you to start nice and smooth. Pay attention to the front suspension. Shouldn't be any movement in it. Then I'm going to show you open close. If you do open close, yes, the suspension is going to go up, come right back down. All right? Clutch is all the way in. Preload. Friction zone, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Smooth stop. So how the heel toe helps is it helps you with the coordination. Sometimes I'll see people coming to a stop and they put their foot down, then they have to put it down again. Or they put their foot down and then the bike ends up like this. So they're just out of coordination as far as what they need to do. By using the heel toe as you're braking, 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 once your heel touches the ground, finish off the brake. They should come down at the same time. Boom, smooth stop. Okay? All right, smooth start. Watch the front suspension. Shouldn't be a lot of compression. I mean, not compression, bounce. First gear, cover the rear brake, preload. Foot up. Smooth stop. Shouldn't see anything in the front suspension. Now, if I'm going to do open close, you're going to see it bounce. But it's just a quick bounce. That's it. Now I'm good. Smooth stop. All right. Clutch control. Clutch control is important. We're going to be using the rear brake today, yes. But keep in mind, your clutch is the ultimate control of this motorcycle at slow speeds. How much we're going to be in the friction zone, again, is going to depend on what you're doing. All right, one thing I do want to show you guys really quickly, because I know we're visual learners. A lot of people, we think it's a lot more involved in this than there is, and there isn't. The rear brake is going to give us correction and control on this motorcycle at slow speeds. Correction and control. And so if I'm in a situation like this, and I'm in front of you, and I need to make a turn on this bike, most people, their option is they're going to back the bike up and then duck walk it out of there. Or my option is going to be I'm just going to make a left turn. But in a situation like that, I'm starting already applying pressure on the rear brake. And I'm probably going to open the clutch a little bit more than I would normally, because I don't want the bike to be in a situation where it's going to fall, especially if I'm starting with the handlebars turned already. So what I'm going to do is open the clutch up to, let's say, stage 2. When I open up my clutch, I might do an open close in that point, because I just need the bike to pick up. Once I feel that, immediately I brake, and when I have the bike where I need to be, I can close the clutch a little bit, but I'm staying on that brake, and once I'm clear, now I can come off the brake. We could do this whole course brakeless, but this is not a competition. Correction and control is what it gives us, right? So let me show you something. All right, so I want to make a left turn. So I'm going to have to start with the handlebars turn from here. Same rules apply. First gear, cover the rear brake, preload the throttle. Too much. All right, clutch. As soon as the bike starts to move, foot up. Rear brake, rear brake. The clutch is in the same spot. Rear brake, rear brake. Clutch is in the same spot. Right now I'm using the rear brake to control the speed of the motorcycle. But because I'm in a stage 1 or a stage 2, I'm fine. Clutch hand, same spot. If I decide to lean the bike, clutch is still in the same spot. Rear brake, rear brake. Clutch is in the same spot. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, straighten out. Move, stop. Sorry, girl. So I show you that because I want you to know that's the rear brake working together in harmony with the clutch. If I try to do that without the brake, if I have to manipulate my clutch, the bike is going to be doing this. If I want to keep it smooth, find a good spot in the friction zone and stay there. And just use the rear brake, but light pressure. If you have to use a lot of pressure, you're in the friction zone too much. That's when you're making the bike fight. Light pressure. It's a finesse thing today. That's what we're doing. Everything is a finesse thing. Any questions on any of that? Remember what you just saw. I'm not going fast right from the start. I don't need speed for this bike to stay up. I just need sufficient power. Turn the handlebars, and as I'm moving, I'm dragging the rear brake. Dragging, 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 dragging. Clutch is in the same spot. Dragging. Whether I'm straight up or I lean. If I need to make an adjustment, it's a small adjustment. Okay? Questions?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I struggle from a stop,
Mm-hmm.
handlebar lock,
Mm-hmm.
preloaded,
Mm-hmm.
open the clutch,
Mhm.
and it immediately wants to go straight, right?
Uh-huh.
How much are you holding? Like,
So I'm glad you brought that up. What he's saying is he struggles because when he's, and that's the fact that you're even trying that is awesome. He's saying when he starts from a stop, as soon as he starts moving, his handlebars are straightening out. So he wants to know how much I'm holding them. What does your motorcycle always want to do with power on the rear wheel?
go forward, it's go stand up and go straight.
So you just have too much power. And that makes sense because power, speed, it always makes us feel more comfortable on the bike. And so when you feel uncomfortable, that's what you're going to introduce. You don't need a lot of it to affect this bike. That's what I mean when I say stuff that's going to affect us today are not big things, they're small things. If we address those small things as soon as we feel them, we keep them small. When we wait, we make them big. So when you make your turn, for instance, because yeah, you're absolutely right, that happens all the time. If I go to make this turn and it's too much speed, even if I start turn, they're going to straighten out. So preload the throttle, full lock. Remember, rear brake right away. As soon as it starts to move, foot up, rear brake. Rear brake, rear brake. And it'll stay turned the whole time. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Smooth stop. Yes, that's all that is. Too much power. And it's not a whole lot, but it's just more than you need. It's always going to make it go straight. That's what it's designed to do. It's a gyroscopic machine. That bike looks familiar. All right, any other questions? Oh, no, I know who that is. Duck walking. All right, first thing we're going to do, guys, smooth, short starts and stops. See the high cones? They're not as high as the ones I usually use, but it doesn't really matter in this exercise. Cone to cone, guys. You're going to start smooth. You're going to stop smooth. Don't. Oh, you know what? We got all bat wing fairing. Oh, no, we don't. If you got a shark nose fairing or a motorcycle with a fixed fairing, yeah, you have no clue where your front wheel is. That's part of the dating process, right? You need, because it's all about judgment, right? Just like with the cones, it's judgment. Just like you don't have to be on the right side of your car. You don't have to be able to see it to know if you can fit through something. It's judgment. But when you started to learn how to drive, that was the biggest concern. Can I fit through this? Now you can just fly right through it. Same thing with the bike. So as you practice on it at a certain point, you're going to realize whatever you can see, you know where your front wheel is. So come to a smooth stop at the cone. When you start smooth, stop smooth. That's the exercise. Now remember, the braking process is progressive. So what do I mean by that? If you wait until you get to the cone to stop, it's going to be abrupt. So because there's a short amount of space, you should be braking right from the start. Friction zone, brake, 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 bing. Now what comes in handy here is open close. What I like to do is, I like to see your bike start like this and go like that. And then work it out, work it out. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, smooth stop. What I normally get is this. You ready? You ready? I'm ready, Rob. Because speed makes you feel comfortable. If you go from one cone to the other and your handlebars are perfectly straight, you're going too fast. Okay? I want to see this. All right? That's what this is all about. Work it out. But when you come into the end of that stop, you have to settle this down. We don't stop with the handlebars turned. We all know that. Okay? So that just means you have to open the clutch up a little bit more. Friction zone, rear brake. Bing. That's the exercise. That's the bread and butter exercise to everything out here, in my opinion. Because that exercise is forcing you to be in full control of the bike. It's all on you. Debbie, you're going first on everything today. All right. Okay? Chivalry is not dead out here. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Smooth stop. That's the goal. We want the bike straight up and down. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Smooth stop. That's me. I'm playing with the friction zone. Rear brake, progressive braking, 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 braking. Finish it off. Smooth stop. All right, let's do it. That was beautiful, Debbie. Do it again. Next cone. Good, good. Perfect, perfect. Oh my God! Do it again. It's beautiful. Oh, that's what I like to see. Handlebar started to turn. Friction zone, friction zone. Oh, one more time, Debbie. Just look at this, guys. Oh my God, beautiful. I'm so glad you're going first. All right, head back over there. Oh my God, guys. Blown away, beautiful. All right, here's her husband, no pressure. All right, next cone. They clearly are practicing. Clearly. Beautiful. One more. That's okay, that's okay. One more. Clutch, clutch, clutch. That's okay, good, get back in there. Good, one more. Outstanding, man, outstanding. Yeah, so the only thing that happened there, that's just a clutch issue. He didn't open up the clutch enough. The bike was starting to fall. Clearly he wasn't right before the friction zone. That's what happened. Again, we're not robots. As long as we know why we're doing what we're doing. Oh man, good. Do it again. We got magna cum laude going on out here, guys. All right, too much speed. That's why you got that compression. Good, good. Up, up, up. Too much speed. Watch the speed. Open, close. All right. So a couple of things. One, when you're starting, you're keeping your foot on the ground so your foot's in and up behind you. Pick your foot up right away. Also, before you move, your motorcycle is sitting. You're holding the bike back while you're in the friction zone. You're making it fight. See, just right there, so it sit up. Preload that throttle. Open the clutch, close it right back a little bit. Close it a little. Yeah, see what's happening is you're opening the clutch, you're staying in the same spot the whole time. That's why you're going too fast. Open it, as soon as you start to move, close it a little bit. Then at the end, you might have to start opening again. Preload, open, close a little. Good, good, good. Preload, preload, preload. All right, remember, don't pass the cone. Preload. All right, we're gonna work on it. So a couple of issues there, and one of them is his whole bike is shaking. It's shaking when he starts, when he's pulling up to me. When he starts to stop, it starts shaking again. In the middle, it stops. That's because he's loading it, but he's not keeping it loaded. All right, next cone. All right, give me some more preload. Keep that throttle loaded, it's low. All right, too much speed. That's why you feel like so much at the end. Open, close, preload. Throttle is still too low. Preload, keep it loaded, foot up, pull it in a little. Too much speed, too much speed. See how your handlebars are straight? Open your clutch and then close it a little bit as soon as you start. Good, pull it in a little, good. Work it out. Friction zone, rear brake. Good, friction zone, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. All right, we're gonna work on it. So that's not bad, it's not bad at all. But we're gonna talk about it. Keeping the bike loaded, that's why we do this stuff first, guys. Keeping it loaded and staying in the friction zone. All right, you're good, next cone. All right, all right, all right. All right, so John, preload that throttle before you move and keep it loaded. Good, foot up. Good, 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 good. Much better. Now that's a situation where the balance of the bike just worked out. Because when you were moving, you pulled the clutch all the way to the grip. Don't pull it all the way to the grip. Go right before the friction zone, okay? Stay in the friction zone until you put your foot down, if you need to. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Yeah. Clutch, foot up. There's another, there's another. We'll add them up at the end. Preload that throttle. Preload it, good. Clutch, pull the clutch in a little. So remember, when I say pull it in a little, you're pulling it, jerking it in. Open, close. Oh, you ain't preloaded. All right, remember, we got to follow those first 5 steps. Make sure you're preloaded before you open that clutch. Preload, good. Clutch, pull the clutch in a little. Keeping the clutch out too long. See how fast you're going? So it's too much speed. All right, we'll work on it. All right, so yeah, same thing. Preload. His bike's quiet, but I can still hear whether he's preloading or not. And he wasn't. Nice. Nice, slow down a little bit too fast. Not bad at all. Good, good, good. Beautiful, one more. All right, one more, I can't let you go out like that. Outstanding, good job, man. Now, he's been riding for 9 weeks and he knew an answer to a lot of the questions. Sometimes that happens. The person that's newer to it pays attention more, practices more, smaller ego. Nice, next cone. Good. Good, nice and easy on that stop. Good, friction zone, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. There you go. Give me another one of those. That's what I'm talking about, man. Beautiful. All right, Greg, next up. All right, Greg, too much speed and you're passing the cone. Don't pass the cone. All right? Make sure you come to a smooth stop. I don't want to see that front suspension move at all. Good, 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 good. All right, it's okay. Remember, friction zone, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. There we go. You see how you're still diving at the end? Good. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Nope, too much speed. You're good. Good. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. All right, we're going to work on that, Greg. All right, guys. We're going to move on to the next exercise. We're going to talk about this first because I always have to talk about this. Bread and butter, guys. Bread and butter. Any questions, guys, about that exercise? Listen, that's the bread and butter. Where's Debbie? Oh, my God. I told you.
She killed it. Yeah, great job.
And her husband. Listen, no pressure. Are you guys familiar with Mike? I'm sorry, I got to bring it up because it's relevant. You guys familiar with Lori and Mike? Lori and Mike are my Florida ambassadors. April 13th made a year that Lori's riding a motorcycle. When I tell you about dating a motorcycle, Lori dated the crap out of that Heritage. 1,000 miles in a parking lot before she ever rode on the street. If only every motorcycle rider used her approach. Now, her husband only started doing slow speed maneuvers on his bike. He's been riding 30-something years because of her. And so now, she's more proficient at this than he is. Not by a lot, but when they do the top of that Snowman, she could do it both directions. He could do it one way sometimes, right? And he told me he's practicing because my Florida session's coming up in September. He said it's just so many times a man can hear that his wife is doing better than him on a motorcycle. I told you about checking egos, right? So, but the point is, that's why I don't care how long you've been riding a motorcycle. She dedicated herself not only to practicing, but doing it the Be the Bossy a motorcycle way. It's the only thing she knows. Like when I learned how to ride a motorcycle, NYPD Highway Patrol taught me. I didn't ride a motorcycle before that. So that's all I know, right? If it's the only way you know how to ride, what goes through your mind of stuff to do out there is going to be way different than other people. That's what I talked about earlier, options. What are your options when you're out there, okay? All right, so now a couple of you, Greg, you were one of them, and you were as well. Listen, so what was going on with you, Greg, is at the end of that stop, you're feeling falling. That's why your bike's doing this, because in your mind, I'm ready to put my foot down. Use friction zone, keep your friction zone, keep that bike in the friction zone all the way until you put your foot down, then pull it in. Because like I said, the slowest you're ever gonna go is the end of a stop. And so if you pull it in even a second too early, immediately it's gonna start doing that. So I'm looking at Debbie coming. I gotta say, I already know some people practice for my practice sessions. They're like, Rob, you got a practice session coming up? I'm gonna practice. And when she stopped the first time, I can tell the difference when the balance of the bike is working out or if it was you. So I was like, all right, broken clock is right twice a day. Do it again. Whoa, do it again. Whoa. Not just that the foot is coming down like this, but her bike is straight up. That's what you want. If your bike is leaning even a little bit, it was starting to fall, right? Again, you're not gonna get that every time. And so that's why, tell me your name again. Curtis. When Curtis was doing a Serpentine, we're not even up to that yet. I love to see stuff like that. Like I say all the time, I love imperfection out here because that's how we learn. If everything works out, we don't learn anything. And that's the issue with most motorcycle riders. Most motorcycle riders have never really had anything happen. And so as far as they are concerned, I'm a great motorcycle rider because I've never crashed. But again, we practice for uh-oh. And when uh-oh happens, what are you going to do? What are you going to resort to? Squeeze and hope for the best is always not going to work out. So what I liked about that is, remember, I asked you earlier, if your handlebars start to turn, what's happening? I asked you. What'd you say?
You're losing power to the rear wheel.
It's starting to fall. The handlebars turning that you're not trying to turn is the start of a fall. If you address it as soon as you feel it, you're barely going to feel it. And so what Curtis did is, it was going, just kept going. He's opening his clutch, but he's not there yet. That's why I say be right before the friction zone. But I already knew it was going to happen. He never put a foot down, got it together, came back, and then it happened again. No big deal at all. And one of you look like you were getting a little frustrated. We just got here, right? That's why I always tell people, don't worry about that. We just got here, okay? Guys, I no ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's the bread and butter. Because that's the exercise where, for instance, when you were going through, preload's too low. When you're going, no, not you. Right here. No, it's him. Too low. Yo. So here's what I like about the older style motorcycles. That horn, Harley Davidsons are going to let you know in two ways if your RPMs are too low or when it's about to stall. Hear it, you should be able to hear it. But if you can't hear it, you should be able to feel it. I know I can see it. Your whole engine as you're pulling up. It's not shaking while you're moving. As soon as you're about to stop, because you're not keeping the throttle loaded. So you're coming to that stop, almost stalling. And then when you go to take off, same thing. In the middle, you're great. The beginning and the end, not so much. That's why we do this first, because if we can't get keeping it loaded down, going straight, and this happens every session, I get one person that refuses to keep that throttle loaded. And then when we get to U-turns, that's when they dump in the bike, or right turns, left turns from a stop. We want to get all of this stuff straightened out while we're going straight. Get those RPMs up. A lot of this stuff that we're doing out here, the more proficient we get, it's going to change our lens. We're going to look at things differently, look at other riders differently. We're not going to judge them, but we're just going to notice, God damn, how many people really don't know what they're doing? Which is why group rides are so scary. You don't know what you don't know, and when you do know, and you look, it's like, oh my God, I'll be in the back, because that's the safest place, really. Unless you do a group ride with me and surround yourself with preloaders and V.I.Preloaders, those are the best rides ever, I swear. Because if I have to call an audible, everybody's right there with me. It's also going to change how you hear things. And so if you're not listening to your RPMs, if it doesn't sound too low to you, we got to adjust what you're hearing. So it's too low, bring that up. Same thing, it's too low, it's too low. Let's bring it up, okay? All right, bread and butter. Next exercise we're going to do is the slow ride. Who has never practiced the slow ride? Okay, beautiful. This is very simple. Again, I don't want to minimize what people are feeling and how they're thinking when I say something simple. None of this stuff is rocket science. It just isn't. We're not splitting atoms out here, right? It's like anything else. Once you got it, you got it. Slow ride. I'm going to walk next to your motorcycle. You're going to ride. At my walking pace or less. Don't pass me, okay? We're going to go this way this time. And we're going to go, yeah, because I want him to go up a hill, even though I'll be shooting into the sun. It is what it is. No brake, no rear brake. So you have to make sure, this is where open close comes in. Because when I tell people open close and they go open close, they're going to pass me. Too much speed. Open close, work it out. Work it out. And if you feel like you're going to fall again, wait until you absolutely need it. Because I know I said address it as soon as you feel it. But if you're just saying, I feel it, open, 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 you're going to pass me. Okay? I'm going to walk at a normal pace, so don't worry about that. That's the goal. Don't pass me. You guys know I work for the Highway Patrol, right? I don't like being passed. Right? Don't pass me. Any questions on any of that?
With no rear brake.
No rear brake. Don't even cover it. Put it on the footboard. Okay? Again, because this is all clutch control. But this is not difficult clutch control. Again, the purpose of this exercise is to get you comfortable feeling the bike fall. That's why I don't want you just opening the clutch like this. I want you to have to do this a little bit. And when you need the power, when you absolutely need it, open close. Don't give yourself a lot. Give yourself a little. I'm trying to get you comfortable feeling uncomfortable, right? It's short moments of discomfort. But the beauty of it is every time you open this hand, it's gonna alleviate some of that discomfort. Momentarily, it's gonna come back. But I need you to feel that. Again, we're gonna be in our feelings. I don't like the way this feels, open close. I'm okay. And I'm making you do it this way so that it's a hill going that way. Because if I make you go this way, it's really not fair because you could just keep the clutch in and you'll still pass me, right? So it's okay to go that way. Questions? All right, let's do it. All right, you ready? Don't pass me, don't even cover it. All right, let's do it. Good. Excellent. Clutch, clutch, clutch. All right, rear brake, smooth stop. All right, smooth enough. Back to the starting point. Good job, Debbie. Yeah, she put her foot down, but again, that's what we're doing this for. She knows she wasn't supposed to put the foot down. All she had to do. Smooth stop. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Beautiful. All right, no rear brake. All right, let's do it. Good. Rear brake, smooth stop. Good job, man. I got to tell you something, guys. These guys are excellent. Pulling out of there and making that first turn. Everybody, nice and smooth. All right, you ready?
No brake.
No brake. Don't even cover it. Put it on the footboard. All right, let's do it. Good. Rear brake, smooth stop. Ah! He jammed that brake. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. He's already passed me. All right, rear brake, smooth stop. Oh, Jesus. That's the kind of brake I need. I need it lowered. That's beautiful. All right, man. Another stop, not so smooth. All right, you ready? Head nine, straight ahead. Nine weeks. Brian's looking good on this bike. Looking really good. Rear brake, smooth stop. Smooth enough. Ready? Head nine, straight ahead. Let's do it. Shout out to Harley Davidson for providing me with brand new cones. Rear brake, smooth stop. Oh my God, smooth enough. Excellent. Rear brake, smooth stop. Uh-oh. All right, rear brake, smooth stop. All right. All right, guys, we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna talk about why pretty much all of their stops, except for Curtis, everybody else's stop was not smooth. Let's talk about it. So, whose stop was smooth? I can tell you whose stop was smooth.
Debbie's?
Debbie.
Probably Debbie.
Curtis. Curtis, that's it. Why were your stops not smooth? I'm gonna tell you why.
Switching from one thing to another in your brain.
Yeah.
I got it because you were yelling at me.
No, it's you think that's yelling? It's because I told you not to cover that rear brake. That's why I do that. I want you to see the difference between going to it and already covering it. Because when you guys were covering it, smooth starts and stops, it was fine. Now all of a sudden, stop. You almost dropped the damn bike. So I want you to also know that when I tell you to stop today, if you hear me say smooth stop, that's what I mean. So you don't have to stop right at that location. Don't be across the other side of the parking lot, but smooth stop. I'm giving you a chance to work it out. Preload, nice and smooth. Okay? All right. Who here is unfamiliar with trust and believe? The exercise. Everybody's familiar with it. Beautiful. Do you trust and believe that as long as you provide sufficient power to the rear wheel, the motorcycle won't fall?
When it's moving, yes.
When it's moving.
I got to go with that. I've tried to practice this, and that's a tough one.
So you don't trust and believe?
Not yet.
Okay. Greg?
I believe because the laws of physics say it should.
Do you trust and believe?
We're going to find out.
Okay. I love these answers.
I actually have a story. I was practicing trust and believe,
Uh-huh.
and it started falling. I had to get it open a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but I was leaning away from it.
Mm-hmm.
So it came back up,
Uh-huh.
and I was leaning,
Uh-huh.
and it just kept going. And then I came off, and then it jumped the other direction and kept going, and then stopped.
So here's the question.
I
Did
trusted.
Did it keep going over because you're leaning?
I think so.
No,
No?
too much power. The lean doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Not in that respect. It doesn't. We're going to talk about that whole lean thing. Do you trust and believe?
Yes, through a process of figuring it out, like actually doing it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You do?
Yeah.
You do? You do?
Yes.
Some of you might be FOS. Debbie, when we did that last exercise, I could have sworn you put a foot down.
I did.
And you don't trust and believe. That's what this is all about. This exercise this exercise is designed to reprogram your brain to associate falling with putting your feet down.
Right.
This is the answer. Clearly, I don't have to mention this because 3 comes before 4. That's the answer. So now that we talked about that, I know you practice trust and belief. Does anybody else practice it? Who doesn't? You've never practiced it. Okay. Okay. You haven't.
Not in the exercise. I do a little bit. But not
Okay. Okay. So listen, the first 2 exercises that we've done, you can practice that every time you ride. And so that's why people say, I'm always hearing your voice in my head, Rob, when I ride. I want you to, this is active practicing while you're riding. When you're coming to that stop. So for today on, I started this out in Chicago. So you guys will be second to get this. Friction brake. Instead of me saying friction zone, rear brake, rear brake. If you hear me say friction brake, I'm telling you, be in the friction zone, braking at the same time. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Okay, now that we got that out of the way. I'm going to demonstrate it for you 2 different ways. The first way, I'm going to let the bike fall and address it as soon as I feel it. By doing it that way, you're barely going to see anything, but the bike is still going to go a little bit to the way it was starting to fall. The second time I do it, I'm going to let it fall longer before I address it. Now the bike's going to go that way aggressively, but the reason I do it that way is because I want to show you, don't give up. Like if the bike's falling, keep opening the clutch. It will pick up. It's not going to pick up like, but it's not going to fall. That's my point. So I make this guarantee now. You guys paid $350 to participate in this practice session. If you drop your motorcycle today and it has sufficient power to the rear wheel, I will refund your money and quadruple it. That's how sure I am. It's not going to happen, right? And once you get this, like I said, you could practice the first and the second one every time you ride. Don't practice this in traffic. But this is always relevant in traffic. Always. Anytime you feel the bike. So when you saw me making that turn, and I'm going around in a slow turn, all that is me using trust and believe while I'm moving. Because I'm on the rear brake. If everything works out, I can keep everything where it is. But if I feel the bike start to fall in, I got to come off the rear brake a little bit because I'm keeping the clutch where it is. As soon as I feel it, I address it. That's trust and believe. That's all it is. Okay? All right. Demo. Friction zone, friction zone. Smooth stop. Step number 1 is always make sure it's in first gear. Step number 2, we're going to cover that rear brake. Step number 3, preload the throttle and keep it loaded. Now I say that with emphasis because as soon as we get to step 5, everybody forgets about 3 and the bike stalls. Listen to it. Keep it loaded. Step number 4, I want you right before the friction zone. Don't have the clutch all the way to the grip because you're going to need it right away. Step number 5, I'm going to say foot up. I'm going to say foot up. When you hear me say foot up, don't think about it. This is supposed to mimic an uh-oh moment, so it's not supposed to be planned. Foot up, pick your foot up. I don't want this bike moving an inch when you pick your foot up. Don't open up the clutch yet. I need you to feel falling. So don't pick up your foot and just open the clutch. Feel falling and address it. And then I want you to bring the motorcycle to a smooth stop. Because this is about being in control. We're not going to just fly out. Okay? First gear, cover the rear brake, preload and keep it loaded. Clutch right before the friction zone. And wait for my command. Foot up, you're going to pick your foot up. So as a matter of fact, what's your name, dear? Jasmine. Is that the loudest you can speak?
No.
Okay, good. When I say I'm ready, I want you to wait for a few seconds, and then I want you to yell, foot up. When you yell foot up, I'm going to pick my foot up. Let me turn back around. And then the second time you're going to do it, you're going to say foot up, and I'm going to say, I'll do it when I'm ready. I'm going to wait a little while. First gear, covering the rear brake, reload. Clutch. Ready. Smooth stop. Friction zone. Friction zone. Thank you.
How much RPMs are you running? Have you ever noticed where you're trying to keep it?
Like 2000. This throttle is crazy. Like I'm trying to keep it at just at 2 and it's jumping up to 3. It's okay. Again, I'd rather be a little too high than too low.
Okay.
How relevant is your balance to keep the motorcycle up at slow speeds? 100 being a lot, 0 being none, 50's in the middle.
Balance?
How relevant is your balance to keep that bike up at slow speeds?
Really, probably about 50.
50?
About the-
Power to
On the
use.
wheel. Yeah, I guess if you got the power to the wheel, you still got to have balance, 75%.
75?
Gotta be something.
It's got to be something.
0.
0,
20.
20,
Almost
hmm?
zero. Almost zero.
Almost 0,
Zero.
0, 0? Yeah, it's 0. Because we talked about what keeps the bike up. What was the answer? Sufficient power, not our balance. And so, again, these are the things we have to talk about to get the misconceptions out. I hear people all the time saying, I lost my balance. Your balance is irrelevant. Now, the motorcycle's balance is relevant. Your balance is not. That's why how you're leaning is not relevant. If that bike, when you pushed it over, if it went the way you were leaning, it's just because the power. You know, it's power. It's all power. If it's falling, it's lack of power. It's that simple. So I can make a U-turn counterbalancing or leaning. It's not going to change. It's going to change how I feel. It's not going to change what the bike's doing, right? Okay. So, good question. Oh, you asked me what the RPMs are.
Yeah.
Between 2 and 25,
Okay.
right? Because again, it's going to go down anyway, right? So your preload, I want it to be a little bit exaggerated, like I said. I want to hear it. Once you start doing what you're doing, it's going to go down. Now it doesn't need to stay there, but it still needs to be elevated, okay? All right, we're going to do this again. This time I'm going to wait for a little bit. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Move, stop. First gear. Covering the rear brake. Reload. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Smooth stop. All right, so last night in the comment section, thank you, dear. Somebody in the comment section said, I told you before, oh, just stop the bike. It's a big deal. Whenever you see me coming around that turn to come to a stop, that's when just stop the bike doesn't work. And what am I referring to? I'm referring to the guy that was coming out of a gas station when he committed to his lean and then saw a car coming and then front brake, bike dropped, and that's when he told me I had to lay her down. What else was I supposed to do? And so in his case, yes, he didn't know anything else to do. So he did have to lay that bike down. But what should he have done? What does the bike want to do with power? Stand up. So if I'm already committed to a lean, I can't just hit the brakes. The bike's going to fall. So in order to stand the bike up, I have to do what we did in exercise, the first exercise. Friction zone, power is going to allow the bike to stand up, straighten out my bars, but I'm on the rear brake at the same time. Now, of course, in that kind of stop, in that scenario, it's not about smooth. It's just about stopping. But I know the real problem is lack of head and eyes. Because if he's looking before he commits to that turn, he sees that car. And even if the car's not coming right toward him, he has to anticipate that car, what it's doing, what it might do. So this is what I mean when I say scanning, anticipating. Most motorcycle accidents, over 90% are rider error. Whether it's skill, lack of anticipation, lack of scanning, right? So head and eyes, I'm going to be harping on that today with you guys. Because I know whatever you do here, you're doing it out there, whether you know it or not. Questions? Good. Friction zone, friction zone. Beautiful. Shut it off. I forgot to tell you guys, I watched all of you pull out of here to go to the last exercise. Beautiful. Beautiful. You guys have to, I'll wait until we get to exercise number 4, and then I'll talk to you about that. But that's just so impressive. If you can only see life through my eyes. Okay. All right, first gear. Covering the rear brake. Preload. And keep it loaded. Clutch right before the friction zone. Foot up. Good, good. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Beautiful. All right, first gear, yes, covering the rear brake. Preload. Keep it loaded, good. Foot up. Good, smooth stop. Beautiful. Oh my God. Outstanding. Outstanding. Good, friction zone, keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. All right, we're gonna work on it. All right, first gear.
Yep.
Yes, covering the rear brake, preload. Keep it loaded, good. Clutch right before the friction zone. Pull it in a little. Foot up. Clutch. All right, right there, you're holding the back with the rear brake. And you're thinking about it. When I say foot up, don't hesitate, just pick your foot up. Foot up. Clutch. All right, stop. Back you up. Let's try that again. You're still hesitating, Greg.
Yeah.
Foot up, just pick it up. And let the chip, well, I can't say that. I can't say let the chips fall where they may, not for this exercise.
Yep.
All right, preload. Right before the friction zone, good. Pull it in a little. Foot up. That was it. Make sure when you pick your foot up, move it forward so you don't throw it in the second gear. Preload. I didn't say foot up. Hold it. Let's do it again. I didn't say foot up.
Sorry.
All right, that's good. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Foot up. Stop, you're moving. Stop. The bike was moving. Make sure it's not moving. Trust and believe, Greg. Trust and believe. Foot up. You're moving. So you're in the friction zone. You're in the friction zone a tiny bit. Make sure you pull the clutch in a little bit more.
Pull it in a little bit more?
Yeah, because you're in the friction zone. The bike's moving. You're at 0.5 in the friction zone. Pull it in a little. Pull it in some more. Okay. Foot up. All right, you can go around. Good. Friction zone. Outstanding. All right. Good. Covering the rear brake. Head and eye straight ahead. Preload. Clutch right before the friction zone. Pull it in a little bit. I don't want you in it. Foot up. Push. There we go. That was it. Perfect.
Forgot to let the
Perfect. There you go.
Okay.
Foot up. Okay. Now we got both sides now.
Yeah, I got to tell myself that.
Yeah.
Release.
That's what this is all about, man.
Okay, I got it.
All right. Good. Foot up. Clutch. Smooth. Stop. All right, let's do it again.
All right.
You're good right there. Remember, don't think about it. As soon as you hear foot up, pick that foot up. Foot up. Clutch. See, right there, you're holding it with the rear brake.
Okay.
Yep, you picked up your foot, but the bike was going rear brake.
Too much brake.
Yep. Foot up. All right, that time it was moving. Make sure when you pick the bike, pick your foot up, it's not moving at all. Foot up. Clutch. Rear brake again.
That is hard.
Everything's hard until it's not. Foot up. Clutch. Rear brake. All right, one more time. Sometimes when I say one more time, people just, they get it. Those are clutch people. Let's see if you're clutch. No pressure.
All right.
Foot up. Clutch. All right, ride out, man. All right, a little bit of falling. It's okay. All right, first gear. Covering the rear brake. Preload. Keep it loaded. Clutch right before the friction zone. Good. Head nice, straight ahead. Foot up. Smooth stop. Smooth stop. Good job, man. Good. Slow down. Keep it slow. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Straighten out. Beautiful. All right. First gear. Yes, covering the rear brake. Preload. And keep it loaded. Clutch right before the friction zone. Don't forget we're coming to a smooth stop. Smooth stop. Give me some more preload. Foot up. All right, stop, stop. Don't think about it. I said foot up, you waited 3 seconds. As soon as you hear foot up, pick that foot up. Foot up. Clutch, 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 clutch. All right. Now, where does your friction zone start? Let me see. Start opening it. Yeah, okay, right there. So you should be right there. Okay, perfect. Okay. Good. Head nice, straight ahead. Foot up. Clutch, 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 clutch. You heard that?
Yeah.
It almost stalled.
Yeah.
Throttle's too low. Preload that throttle and keep it loaded. Give me some more preload. Foot up. Clutch, 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 clutch. All right, so right there, same thing. That time you're not opening the clutch enough.
Okay.
But the preload's still going down. Keep it loaded. Good, good. Foot up. Clutch, 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 clutch. Keep it loaded. Good. Smooth stop. I'll take it. You're good. Good. Smooth stop, Otis. Beautiful. All right. First gear, covering the rear brake. Preload. And keep it loaded. Head nice, straight ahead. Foot up. Smooth stop. Outstanding. Outstanding. Now right there, you might say, hey, nothing happened. He addressed it as soon as he felt it. You saw he sat there for a while. That was beautiful. Smooth stop. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Okay, so when you're pulling up, your eyes are here the whole time. What are you looking at?
My eyes are here, you saying?
Yeah, they're here the whole time.
I don't think I'm looking there, but maybe I am.
Yeah, you are. Usually when I ask people that, what are you looking at? They go, I don't know. It's just a habit. Even with the horizon, that's where you want your eyes. Okay? All right. First gear, yes, covering the rear brake. Preload the throttle and keep it loaded.
No, I'm not holding the brake though, right?
No, you're just covering it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Preload, keep it loaded, clutch right before the friction zone. Head nice, straight ahead. Foot up. Clutch, clutch, clutch. All right, back it up. Not bad at all. This is nice, man. Nice detail.
Okay, first gear.
First gear, cover that rear brake. Preload and keep it loaded. Good. Clutch right before the friction zone. Good, good. Pull the clutch in. You see it's moving?
Yeah.
So you're in the friction zone. I don't want you in it. I want you right before it. Because we don't want this bike moving at all. It's still moving. There we go. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Foot up. Clutch, clutch, clutch. And so what this is doing is our instinct, the way we're hardwired, when we feel, uh-oh, we do this. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's why the foot's coming down. Preload. Clutch in, good. Keep it loaded. Give me some more, make sure that bike's not moving. Foot up. No, stop, stop. Try it again. You're good right here. Good, good, good. Foot up. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Smooth stop. There we go. Good job. All right. All right, guys, we're going to move on to exercise number 4. Right turns, left turns from a stop. Any questions on trust and believe? So listen, I want you to make a mental note of that exercise. If you picked up your foot and put it right back down, That's what this exercise is about. Riding a motorcycle at slow speeds goes against our hardwiring. So that's what we need to do. We need to reprogram our brain. If you want to really retain something, you have to tie an emotion to it. The emotion is fear. So we have to associate fear with this, not putting our feet out. We don't need our feet when we feel falling. Okay? That's the start of it. All right? All right. Exercise number 4, guys. Right turns, left turns from a stop. So again, I'm going to say this, not to put anything in your head, but just as a matter of fact. This is my highest failure rate out of everything I do. Why? Well, we're going to talk about that. What's your strength, right turns or left turns?
It depends on the day.
Depends on the day. Okay, good answer.
Right.
Right's are your strength. Left is strength. Left. Left. Right. Right. Left. How about you?
I think it was right.
Do you think it was right?
I think it was right.
Okay. So, by the way, this is V.I.Preloader Stephanie, and she's the reason why we're all here. Right? She came down to Pula for 3 days of private lessons, rented Angel, killed it, and said, I need you to come to Colorado. Came here, liaison, worked everything out, so I appreciate it. Yes, absolutely. And when you watch her on a bike, man, she taught me that there is a correlation between riding horses and riding motorcycles. And just her posture on the bike, people get that. She looks like a motor officer. It's from her riding the damn horse, sitting up like this. Right? So, anyway, definitely appreciate her. So, the reason I asked you guys, what's your strength, rights or lefts, is when people answer that question, they're usually answering in reference to a U-turn. Because most people don't turn a motorcycle like this. And for some reason, it's always the opposite here. I don't know why. But what I do know is, from what I saw over there, you guys it looked pretty good. You leaned a little bit coming out of the turn. But again, that's just because that's what you're accustomed to doing. We're not leaning here, right? This is the equivalent of a gravel road. Who here loves making U-turns? Yeah. That's usually the way it is. When I was in Harley-Davidson in Milwaukee, I did 6 demonstrations. And all 6 of those demonstrations, 2 each day, I asked that same question, a crowd of people. Crickets. Nobody loves making a U-turn, right? Okay. Well, because when you make a U-turn, you have to lean the bike. And the issue is, I don't want to fall. This exercise, we're not leaning. And so whatever you said was your favorite, for some reason, is the opposite. Again, I don't know why, but that's what we're doing here, guys. Right turns, left turns, 90 degrees, no lean. Now, that's why we do the other exercises before we do this. So I want you to remember what we did and apply it here. For instance, when you're approaching, by the way, it's like a sand pit over there, so just be mindful of that behind you. We're not over there anyway, but as you're approaching this turn, on the approach, that's exercise number 2. Act like I'm walking next to you. Your speed should not be high. And if you might think it's low, and I'm going to tell you, slow down. Because if you lean even a little bit in here, I'm going to tell you, you're going too fast. Because you can't lean without speed. So if you're leaning, it means one of 2 things. A lot of people do this, they turn too late. Now they have to lean. So we're going to make sure we're turning appropriately. When I practice this exercise, I stop here, here, and here. 3 things determine the radius of a turn on the motorcycle. Give me one. Lean angle. Not applicable here because we're not leaning. Give me another one. Handlebar turns. Obviously, the more you turn, the tighter the turn. Speed. Speed is the number 1 contributing factor to wide turns, right? Which is why when Brian was asking me, why are my bars straightening out? It's too much speed. Even if it's a little, instead of 2 miles per hour, he's going 3. It's too much speed. Straightening them out, okay? So I want you guys to make sure when you're making this turn, when we do it from a stop, you can do it anywhere in this box. This is not a competition. I don't care where you do it. As long as your front wheel's past this line, if you want to be over here to make a left turn, that's fine. That's just going to show you need to practice this more because you don't need all that room. So if I start from here, I'm good. I can actually start out going straight, turn my head and my eyes and my handlebars. If I start from here, what do I have to introduce? Handlebars. I got to start with the bars, turn. If I start here, what do I have to introduce? Lean. That's the scary trust and believe. Because I have to turn the bars, and then let the bike fall and catch it with the clutch. Clearly, I'm not starting with the clutch on the grip. I'm right before the friction zone, because once it gets to a certain spot, boom, and I'm on. You guys can do that if you want. We're not doing that today, unless you want to. We're gonna do this 3 ways. First way, I just want you guys to go straight through. We're gonna start, most of you said left, so we're gonna start going left. You see what's over here, so don't be flying towards it, right? Again, we're going nice and easy. Next time you come through here, I'm gonna tell you to stop. Come to a smooth stop, wherever you want. And then lastly, smooth stop, make the turn, smooth stop at the end of the cones. Now this is where that smooth stop really comes in. Because I have people come in here, they go to make this turn, and then they hit the brakes by the handlebars that still turn, bike drop. What I also have is, people come to make this turn, either direction, as soon as they turn the handlebars, they pull the clutch in, bike drop, or open it, and they fly through the cones. I don't care if you hit a cone today, guys. Don't put your foot down, okay? That's the goal. Don't put your foot down, okay? That's the exercise in a nutshell. Anybody got any questions about it? I'm gonna demo it. Now, as I'm demoing this, I want you to realize, as I'm approaching, as soon as my bike starts to move, I'm starting on the rear brake, because I'm close. If I had distance, I wouldn't. Because I want to get everything together before I even get to that turn. The problem is people start changing stuff, and it's not necessary. So as I'm approaching, if my speed's good, I'm listening to my preload. I like it, keep it there. Clutch, if the speed that I'm going is appropriate, keep it there. Now all I got to do is drag the rear brake, just like I showed you guys when I was making that turn. I'm letting my brake determine my speed. Head and eyes, handlebars. Now once I start turning, if I feel like I'm going too fast, apply a little bit more brake. Your goal is to drag the brake, not do this. Okay? If you do tap it, that's fine. Sometimes that's appropriate, but it shouldn't be crazy. Okay? All right. First gear. Covering the rear brake. Preload. Clutch. As soon as it starts to move, foot up, rear brake. All right, I like that speed. Head nice. Drag the brake. Clutch is in the same spot. Clutch hasn't moved. Rear brake. Rear brake. Trust and believe. So that's trust and believe in real time. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Smooth stop. Now from a stop. Head and eyes. Foot up. Rear brake. Clutch is in the same spot. Rear brake. Right in the middle. And then last, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone, rear brake, smooth stop. We're gonna stop, make the turn, smooth stop. Foot up. Hold the turn, hold it. Straighten out. Smooth stop. So you notice, friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. This bike is a mess. All right. So you notice when I go to start, I don't need this whole burst of speed before I pick my foot up. As soon as the bike starts to move, I'm good, right? The power is what's keeping the bike up and using the rear brake at the same time. Any questions on any of that? Debbie? Good. Nice speed. Head nice, head nice, head nice, Debbie. You're looking right there, Debbie. But look, never put a foot down. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Good, hold that turn. Excellent, Curtis, excellent. Straight through. Get out of the sand. Good, good. Keep it low. Good, good. All right, back up. Back up some more. I don't want you that close. We're not doing it from a stop here. Keep going. I want you to have room to kind of get it together. Make sure when you're pulling up, keep those head and eyes up. You're looking down. Keep your head and your eyes straight ahead. Preload. Good, clutch. Good, good. Keep it loaded. Head and eyes on the camera. Easy on that rear brake. Keep the throttle loaded. Whole bike is shaking. Head nice, head nice. Hold that turn, clutch. Good. Keep that speed, head nice. Drag that rear brake. Good. Excellent. Excellent. But keep it slow. Keep the throttle loaded. Head nice. Too much speed, too much speed. Hold that turn, hold that turn. Good, make it right, make it right. Good, head nice. On my camera. Hold that turn. Good job. Right turn, right turn. Good, head nice on my camera. On my camera, on my camera. On my camera. Good job. Good. Keep your speed where it is. Keep the clutch where it is. Rear brake. Rear brake. Hold that turn. Hold that turn. Excellent, Debbie. Excellent. Straight through. Good. Head nice on the camera. Good. Hold that turn. Outstanding, Curtis. You need to make a YouTube video. Good. Hold that speed. Keep the clutch where it is. Rear brake. See? Throttle dropping. Good job. Good job. He shook his head because you can hear it. You can hear when all of a sudden it's starting to bog. RPMs are too low. Straight through. Good job. Good job. Straight through. Good. Slow down. Keep it slow. Keep the clutch where it is. Rear brake. Drag it. Head nice. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Head nice. On the camera. Too much speed. Too much speed. Right from the start, when he goes to turn, he leans the bike in. And he's looking down the whole time as he's coming up. Good. Straight through. We're not stopping. Hold that turn. Good job, man. Head and eyes on my camera. You're looking down. He's looking down. Yeah, you're looking at those cones, Greg. Good, good. Beautiful. Left turn, that last turn. Beautiful. Nothing changes here, Debbie. Go ahead, nice. Head nice. Excellent. Right in the middle. Beautiful. Debbie's killing it. Wherever you want. Yeah, I need to be up here. Left turn. Excellent. Right in the middle. Oh, what a team. What a team. Wherever you want. Smooth stop. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Yeah, we got to work on the stop. All right. All right, straight through. Get those head nods up. Keep that throttle loaded. Good. Keep the clutch where it is. Start turning. Rear brake. Easy. All right, keep it loaded. Not bad at all. Smooth stop. Beautiful. All right, left turn. Head nice. Go, hold that turn. Tuck it in. Excellent, excellent. Should be going that way. Smooth stop. Friction brake, friction brake. All right, we need friction brake, friction brake. All right, make sure we keep those head nods up. Head nods on the camera right before you turn. Open the clutch, good. Keep the clutch there. Rear brake, drag it. Head nod, too much speed, too much speed. Good correction, good correction. Good correction. So as you're pulling up, every time you're pulling up, you're looking here. What are you looking at?
Oh, I don't know.
Everybody says that, I don't know. Your eyes are down here, even with the horizon. That's where I want your eyes to be.
Okay.
And when you get ready to make this turn, what comes first? Head and eyes or handlebars?
Head nods.
Turn your head nods, look at that camera, and keep looking at it. Good. Rear brake, drag it. Keep it loaded. Too much brake. You're making him fight. Too much brake. So he's in the friction zone too much. He's making it fight. All right, straight through. Head nice. Nice. Excellent, man. Excellent. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. See, there's no friction brake. All right. So when you go to make this turn, come up here. You got to be in the box. All right, you're good. When you go to make this turn, as soon as you get ready to make the turn, you're looking at those cones on the ground. And when I say head and eyes up, you bring them up, put them right back down. When you go to make this turn, Greg, head and eyes, look at her, and just keep looking at her. Exactly. All right. Reload. Good. Head and eyes. All right, a little bit too much speed, too much speed. And how you can tell he's in the friction zone too much, every time he comes off the brake, his bike is jumping forward. That means he's making the brake fight the power. He's in the friction zone too much. All right, Greg, you owe me 60 push-ups as you pulled up. You got 2 feet out, duck walking, front brake. You weren't here for that speech. So, but do you watch my channel? No. Okay. All right, you get it mulligan. All right, for the rest of you, Greg, the last time you went, some of you guys are doing the same thing. You're in the friction zone at about a level 4. It's too much. So when you use your rear brake, when you come off of it, your bike's going like this. It's too much power. You don't need to be in the friction zone that much. Level 1, 2 the most. So that when you use the brake, going on and off of it, your bike's not doing this. All right? If you need it, but you don't need it. That last turn you did, you didn't need all that power. So that's why you're going too fast. Okay? All right. Coming to a stop now. Debbie, show them how it's done. Good. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Good. Good. Hold that turn. Straighten out. Friction brake. Good job. Right turn's next. So when she went to make that turn, her foot almost came off the board, but she didn't do it. Smooth stop. Look at this husband and wife team, guys. You think they don't practice together? Beautiful. You think they don't practice together? Good. Smooth stop, smooth stop. All right, smooth stop over here. Preload. Good. Too much speed. Head and eyes. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Straighten out. All right, all right. You're good, you're good. We'll work it out, man. Good, smooth stop. All right, we're still leaning over a little bit on those stops. Redeem yourself. All right, that's just a balance thing. Wherever you want to stop. That's 10. Friction brake, friction brake. There you go. You might want to think about getting yourself a practice helmet too, which is like a half shell helmet just for practicing. So when it's hot out, this thing is, yeah. All right, smooth stop. Remember, once you open the clutch, don't open it too much, but keep that throttle loaded. Make sure you're straightened out before you stop. Head and eyes up. Before you turn, head and eyes on that camera. Clutch, rear brake, rear brake, rear brake, good. Hold that turn. What happened to the stop? I'll take it. Smooth stop. All right, another stop over here, nice and easy. Smooth stop. Make sure you straighten out those bars before you come to a stop. Friction brake, friction brake. Go ahead, eyes up. Rear brake, clutch, clutch, rear brake. Easy on that brake. All right, see, don't stop at those bars turn. You have plenty of room. But that's the best one you've done today. Right turn's next. Steph, you should have stayed there. They won't look at my camera, but they look at you. No, you're good, you're good, you're good. All right, left turn, come to a smooth stop. Head nice. Good, hold that turn. Excellent, man, excellent. Good, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. All right, we still don't got the friction brake. You wait till you get to the end and then you just jam it because you feel falling. Stay in that friction zone all the way until you put your foot down, then pull the clutch in. Okay? That's the only way it's going to be smooth.
Round and stop, right?
Yep, smooth stop. Reload. Head and eyes up. Head and, all right, reset, it's okay. Good, head nods on the camera. Camera, you're looking at those cones. Easy, easy. All right, right turn's next. Good, head and eyes on my camera. All right, you're turning a little early, Debbie, a little early. Good job. We gotta be, making the turns important, but we gotta be mindful of where the bike is, where the cones are. Good, hold that turn. That's okay. First world problems, Curtis, first world problems. Sometimes you go really slow like that, you come to a stop, the bike starts falling to the right. We're gonna talk about that too. What do you do if you feel the bike falling to the right? Good, head nice. Hold that turn, tuck it in, good. Good correction. Good head and eyes. Excellent. Good, nice and easy, head and eyes on my camera. So you're turning very late. See how wide out you're going? He's making that turn as if he's gonna lean into the turn. So he's swinging out. You don't need to do that. These are 90-degree turns. Whoa, wait till I call you in here. Wait till I call you in here. But good job, good job. His head and his eyes are still down. Good. Head nice. Good. Hold that turn. Tuck it in. There you go. Good job. Good. Head nice on my camera. Head nice on the camera. Too much friction zone. Too much friction zone, Greg. Every time he comes off the brake, the bike is jumping forward. It's because he's got too much friction zone. Do it again, straight through. Watch that inside cone, Debbie. Don't turn too early. Good, good. There you go. Hold that turn. Oh, you had it, Debbie. Nice. Trust and believe. In real time. Straight through. Slow down, slow down. There you go. Clutch, clutch. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Trust and believe, baby. This is what I mean, guys. It's always relevant. You don't have to do it from a stop. It happens anytime you're riding at slow speeds. Go ahead and nice. Nice and easy. Hold that turn. All right, you're leading a little bit. But his rights are better than his lefts. I don't remember his answer. Good. Head nice. Hold that turn. Tuck it in. Tuck it in. Good job, man. Good. Nice light pressure. Start turning. Hold that turn so you're speeding up. That's why you go into a lean. Hold that speed. You're good. This is about being at 90 degrees. Not leaning. We don't need momentum or anything. Good. Start turning. Rear brake, rear brake, rear brake. Nice and easy. Excellent. There we go. Good. Head nice. Hold that turn. Excellent. Right in the middle. Head nice up. Slow down. Good. Keep it slow. Do a slow ride right here. Slow ride. Slow ride. Keep the clutch steady. Start turning. Drag the rear brake. Keep it loaded though. As soon as he starts to make a turn, it falls apart for him. He doesn't like the way it feels, so he starts speeding up. Smooth stop. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Killing it, Debbie. All right, straight through. Good. Head nice on my camera. Hold that turn. Right in the middle. Outstanding. Oh my God. It's ridiculous. It's making my stomach hurt. It's so good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Beautiful. Right turn. Woo! Look at this husband and wife team. Oh my God. That's just a beautiful thing to see, guys. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Not bad. Still a little bit of this, but it's much better. What did you say was best? Your strength, rights or lefts?
I said left.
Told you. It's always different. It's always the opposite. You're way better going right here. All right, keep that throttle loaded. Good. Head nice. You're turning late. Keep it loaded. You're turning late, that's all. Good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. Beautiful. All right, right turn. Good. Hold that turn. Excellent. Smooth stop. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. I don't think you're ready to be this close. I don't think you're ready to be this close. Let's back up. All right, so what you're doing is every time you go to turn, like the last time, you actually did this before you turn. That's if you're doing a leaning turn. We're straight up. So you're speeding up every time you turn your handlebars. Keep the speed exactly the same. Okay? Don't change anything. Keep it exactly the same. That's why I wanted you to back up more so you have more room. Good. Keep it loaded. See how much? Too much speed. Too much speed. Too much speed. But not bad. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. All right. I didn't hear no friction. But okay. That was momentum stop. All right. Straight through. Reload. Good. Easy. Easy. Clutch. Keep it loaded. Keep the throttle loaded. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Why are you coming out of it? See, that's why I said hold it. You'd have been right in the middle. That's good, man. All right. Straight through. Head nice. Hold that turn. Hold it. Ah. There you go. There you go. Options. Options. Good to have options. Any questions on exercise number 4? So, and I was talking to Greg about this. That's why we don't start with turns. Because then when you get to an exercise like that, if you don't have all of that other stuff down, it's just going to be so much harder to do. Right? Now, Greg told me he was a pilot. 40 years, right? I love when pilots are in my practice sessions. Because the analogy that I use all the time is, and I'll ask you, when you're in a flight simulator, have you ever been in a flight simulator and got from point A to point B without something going wrong?
Never.
Exactly. Because if they did that, what is he learning? Something has to go wrong and he has to know what to do to deal with it. That's the same thing on the motorcycle. That's why we have to practice. So that when something goes wrong, those tools in our tool belt, we can resort to them. But if the belt's empty, that's why, listen, everything is scarier when you don't know what the hell you're doing, right? The less we know, the more we worry. That's true about everything, right? That's all we're dealing with on these motorcycles. But I am going to tell you guys this. I did a video titled, "Are you an average motorcycle rider?" Who watched that video? Okay. I want you to watch that video.
Are you an average?
Are you an average motorcycle rider, above or below?
My ego wants to say above.
Okay.
Because we're riding for.
But you don't have that. We left it over here, remember?
Right. Yeah. So I'm going to say average.
Average.
Below.
Below. Average.
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 Above.
Above.
Above?
We're here.
Shit, I wish that's all it took. Average. Average. Average.
Average or below, probably.
Okay. So I'm going to say none of you are below average. You're above average. You're above average. Where's Curtis? Oh, you're above average. I ain't recognize without the helmet. So if you watch my video, you'll understand. But here's the breakdown. How do we come up with average? The average height of a man in the United States is 5 feet 9 inches. How did they come up with that number? It's because the majority of them are that height. So if you're above that, you're above average height. If you're shorter than that, you are below average height. 98% of people don't know how to operate a motorcycle properly. 98%. It might be higher. So in this country, that's the average. If you ride better than that, you're above average. It's almost impossible. A brand new motorcycle rider is below average. So average for most things in life is fine. Not riding a motorcycle in this country. Because most people don't know what the hell they're doing. And so if you're average, that's not a good thing. You're above average. Oh, hold up. I'm sorry. Bless you, dear. All of you are above average. I misspoke. You're all above average. Why am I saying that? I told you that's my highest failure rate. All of you did it. I don't care if it didn't look pretty. You all did it. And because I know, that's why I told you earlier, if you only could see life through my eyes. If you knew how many people can't do that, if you know how many people can't come to a smooth stop, you're above average. It doesn't take a lot to be above average in this country because so many people are average, right? So keep that in mind. I want you to go back and watch that video because I talk about some other stuff too. That was really like a rant. I started ranting in that video.
I don't know if that's good or bad. Okay, we'll take it.
But it's good because again, if you're, listen, so I was telling Greg, when I do private lessons, If I've done 100 private lessons, maybe 2 of them I got to exercise number 4. Because I don't get off of that exercise. You don't know what you don't know. So people that say, just help me with U-turns, we got to start with that. Because the reason why the turns are so scary to you, you're scared going straight. How do you think you're going to be turning and leaning out in the real world with stuff happening? So that's what I mean. We got to do this in order. So what I'm saying to you guys is, when you go out and you practice this, when you practice this on your own, if you struggle with that, start with that. Get that. I want you to be, so if you make 10 stops, 7 of them are like this, because it's not going to always work out. And then move to the slow ride with no brake. Have somebody walk next to you if that's something you need. And then practice trust and believe. Trust and believe is huge, because that, once you really trust that this is the answer, U-turns won't be a problem anymore for you. Because once I'm in the friction zone and it's in a good spot, I'm just going to hold it there. I don't have to worry about the bike falling. And if it's falling more than I want it to, open my hand, trust and believe. That's all it is, right? All right, we're not even up to 6 yet. We are going to do 5 now, single serpentine. Who here has never practiced single serpentine? Single serpentine.
Zigzag.
Oh yeah, let's use zigzag.
Okay.
We're going to do some zigging and some zagging. All right? As a matter of fact, I was going to talk to you guys over there, but let's talk here in the shade, and then we'll get over there and we'll do a little bit more, some minor talking. This exercise, we're doing with those cones again. They're 15 feet apart. The number's not that important, but the reason why that number's important as far as the smooth short starts and stops is, I don't want to give you more space, because the more space I give you, the faster you're going to go. That's why that exercise is bread and butter. It's forcing you to be in full control of that motorcycle at slow speeds, forcing you to. If you don't have room for speed and momentum, you can use a little bit of momentum, but for the most part, the friction zone is what's getting you through that, just like everything else. Exercise number 5 is no different. Now, we've already started turning in exercise number 4. Now we're going to start leaning and turning and transitioning. That's what exercise number 5 is all about. Now, when I do this exercise, you know what? This ain't going to work. I'll meet you over there. We got to do it. We got to talk about it over there. All right. Exercise number 5, guys. Now, let's get this out of the way. What this exercise is and what it is not. What it is not is a ski slalom. I don't want to see you doing this. Right? And that's what everybody wants to do in this exercise. Remember, this everything out here, it's not just about getting through it. It's about how you get through it. Right? The proper way to get through this is we have to stay wide so that we can turn and lean. So exercise number 4, I told you, don't go too fast because you're going to wind up leaning the bike. No leaning there. Well, now we're leaning, so we got to pick up our speed. But we're not going to pick up our speed so much so that we can't turn the handlebars. Because make no mistake about it, most motorcycle riders do 2 things. They ride straight and they make slight turns. That's our comfort zone. Why is that our comfort zone? Because I can't turn like this going 50 miles per hour. But I can turn like this, right? So that's what we do. That's not what we're doing in here. So when we turn here, we're turning. And we're leaning, and we're transitioning. Transitioning. And when we transition, we're going to transition like we mean it, like we're bosses. Transition. If you transition slowly, you're losing space. All right. I want you to say this with me in unison. Holding turns buys you space and time. Holding turns buys you space and time. Remember that. From this exercise all the way up to number 9, it's going to be relevant. See how my motorcycle is positioned? When you guys come in here, I want you to come in here, and when you get to this cone, that's when I want you to make the turn. Because in order for me to get my motorcycle in this angle, I can't be approaching it like this. I have to approach it wide. But what I get is, and I tell people to do that, from here, they start turning early. And now they're right back where I don't want them to be. I don't want you to hug these cones. They don't like it. They're not affectionate cones at all. Don't hug them. The other cones, that goes without saying, look how small they are. It's inappropriate. You're grown people. Don't hug the cones. So, if I want to buy some space and time, first of all, when I make this turn, I want to make sure I'm closer to this cone than I am to that cone. Now, when I do this exercise, I do it brakeless. I'm still covering the brake most of the time. But the reason I'm brakeless is because now, because I have some speed and momentum I can use, I don't use momentum, I just stay in the friction zone. holding the turns allows me to, it gives me more space where it's not right up on me every transition. So when I come in here, turn and dip, hold this turn. I'm not going to immediately start coming out of it, because if I do that, now I'm right here, hugging this cone. So I'm going to hold that turn until I get out here. Transition, hold this turn, hold it, hold it. Don't start coming out here, hold it. Transition. Look at all the space I got now. Hold this turn. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. It's allowing me two things. By going wide, it's buying me space and time. It's also not making me go too fast. Because when you're going too fast in here, you have to do stuff quicker. You got to transition quicker. So remember, if you find yourself going too fast, that's why we're covering the rear brake. Correct it. But I'm in the friction zone the whole time while I'm doing this. How am I doing it? Preload, listen to it. I like the way it sounds. Stay there. Clutch. If my speed's appropriate, boom, I'm just going to keep it there. And fluidity, I'm going to counterbalance my body, meaning I'm going to keep my body straight up and down. Let the bike lean under me. I'm not going to stare at every cone. I'm going to keep my head and my eyes straight ahead. That's the exercise, guys. All right? Any questions? I'm going to do it going down that way. That's what you guys are going to do too. You're just going to go down that way. I'm going to do it coming back too, but coming back, I'm going to do some hugging of the cones a little bit. Now, if you're comfortable doing this and you want to hug the cones a little bit because you got some fluidity, because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for fluidity. If you got that and you want to do it that way, that's fine. But I want you, the reason I want to see you doing it slower is because I want to see that you're comfortable leaning this bike and knowing you don't need to go fast to do it. You just need sufficient power on that rear wheel. You need to be going fast enough, but not fast. You got a question?
Are you looking like two cones? I mean, if your bike goes where your head turns, you don't.
My bike doesn't go where my head turns.
Okay.
My head turns where I'm going.
Okay.
And in this case, I'm going straight. So I'm just looking straight. Don't look at the cones, look straight. So a couple of you guys, when you were pulling up to exercise number 4, your eyes are down. And I asked you, what are you looking at? This is very common. And the answer is usually the same. I don't know. Right? If you keep your head and your eyes straight ahead, it works with two things. One, it doesn't make you feel like you are off balance. But two, it increases your field of vision. Looking down limits it. And so if I'm looking forward, my peripheral vision picks up the cones, what's going on over here. I'm good. If I'm going to make a turn my head and my eyes, I can still kind of see here, but this is the main focus. But that's why we turn our head and our eyes before our handlebars. Not at the same time, because if I turn at the same time and something's coming, I'm still screwed. Head and eyes, truck, rear brake. Head and eyes, no truck, handlebars. Okay? Good question. Any other questions?
About how fast are you going?
In here, I'm going about 10 miles per hour, right? It could vary. 10, 11, that's the beauty of this exercise. We don't need to be 10 or 11 miles per hour, by the way, 12 miles, it's the same speed you're making U-turns on. We'll talk about that. Any more questions? All right. So right from here, I'm gonna go straight, dip it in. First gear, covering the rear brake, clutch, dip it in, hold it. Head and eyes, straight ahead. Friction zone, friction zone, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, straighten out. Smooth stop. Now again, you don't have to lean that much of an extreme, but I want you leaning. I don't want you doing this straight up. Okay? All right, let's do it. Good, keep it wide, keep it wide. Nice. Look at his head and his eyes, straight ahead. Beautifully done, beautifully done. Good, keep it wide, keep it wide. Hold that turn, good. Good, keep it loaded, whole bike is shaking. All right, you're hugging those cones. Good. Transition. Transition. Yeah, you're transitioning slow. That's all.
I got too much power to the rear wheel.
No, you're just transitioning too slow. Head and eyes, straight ahead, John. Good, transition. Keep it wide. Don't hug him. Don't hug him. There you go. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Yep. Practicing, baby. Practicing. Oh, it's so evident. So evident. Head and eye, straight ahead. Too much speed, too much speed. So what he's doing is instead of keeping the power steady, he's going in and out, in and out. So it's making the bike unsteady. And that's why he gave us too much speed at the end. Slow down, slow down. We don't need speed, even between exercises. Well, that wide of a turn to come that close to another motorcycle is not necessary, just slow down. Head and eye, straight ahead. You're looking down at the cones, good. All right, you're straight up. We need a little bit more speed so you can lean. Hold that turn. All right. He's hugging the cones right now. A little timid right now going through. It's first time through. Good. Good. Leaning in. Good, Debbie. Over there, Debbie, at the start. Debbie's husband, Curtis. Nice, nice and wide. Now he's hugging him, but it's different. Like I told him in the beginning. If your skill level is high enough where you feel comfortable going a little bit faster and leaning this bike and dipping it in, that's fine. But if you're still trying to figure this out, I need you to slow down, dip the bike. Not bad. Nice. There we go. Hold that turn. Transition. Transition quicker, Brian. Clutch, clutch. Good. Transition. See how you transition and slow? Transition. Yeah, same thing. Slow transitions. Very nice. Clutch, clutch, clutch. Nice. Nice, Brian. That was beautiful. Trust and believe. I thought he was going to give up on that. But nope, he stayed the course. Foot never came down. Good, transition. Slow down, slow down. It's not about speed. Good, good. There we go. I got to stop when I see it starting. Everybody, it's like you feel like you just want to fly through it. Over here, over here. Over here. Good. Head and eye straight up. There you go. Work it out. Keep it loaded. Got to keep that throttle loaded. Good. Good. Keep that speed up. Hold that turn longer. You're hitting cones. You're hugging them. You're hugging them. All right, guys, yeah, again, speed is always the culprit. We're going to talk about it. We're going to move on to exercise number 6, the infamous U-turn. All right. Questions? Single serpentine. Comments?
Observation about that.
Go ahead.
Lotus has a middle name. It's called Fluid. Dude,
Yes.
you were just rolling.
Yeah.
Fluidity. And that's why I said, if you're comfortable with this, then I don't care if you hug him because you're hugging him in a different way. But I don't want you hugging him because you barely want to turn. Clearly, if he's leaning that much, he doesn't have a problem turning, right? And so, yeah, Greg, I need you to hold those turns longer. Again, I get it. There's a reluctancy to hold the turn because it means you have to turn the handlebars more and lean. So you're kind of like straight up and you're like nipping cones. So again, this exercise, if you struggle with it, I want you to practice it. And I want you to understand how important it is. Who here practices emergency braking? Okay, I appreciate your candor if you didn't raise your hand. But most people don't practice it. Most people will do old crap braking, but they don't practice emergency braking. So if I'm in an emergency situation, braking, front brake and rear brake, make sure I'm squeezing that brake all the way, pushing that brake all the way. Nothing herky-jerky. What else am I doing?
Trying to stay straight up. Upper gear.
Downshifting. Downshifting. Again, if this is not something you practice, I tell people all the time, you watch a video and people say, oh man, I know what I would have done. Yeah, right. Listen, in a moment of stress, this might feel like stress. The real stress is out there where something's happening. You're like, you think you're getting ready to die. You really think you're going to have the presence of mind to do something you've never practiced? No, because you don't have any muscle memory. So this exercise is for if you are braking, sometimes braking is not going to be enough. And the difference between me hitting something and not hitting it sometimes is a swerve. You're not even going to have the presence of mind to swerve. Squeeze and hope for the best. Please don't hit this. Please don't hit this. Please don't hit this. That's the reality of it, right? So, but really it should be, I'm braking. I mean, right now, if I have to emergency brake, I'm braking. I check my mirror real quick, and I know if I can swerve, because I can't just do it blindly, swerve into something coming at me, right? There's a lot of stuff that can happen. Anyway, that's why that exercise is so important. So I want you to practice it. I want you to be fluid in that, because sometimes it's not just about one swerve. You might have to do two, right? And for the people to go, oh man, I don't need to do this crap. The slow speed skills carry over. And so if I am in an emergency braking situation, left lane, 80 miles per hour, 70, whatever it is, man, look at these mountains. Wow, I'm looking at the mountains. I look back, the car in front of me is not moving anymore. Brake. Woo, I was able to stop in time. I checked my mirror. Apparently the guy behind me is not from here either. So he's looking. Now I have to go between two cars. If I'm in 6th gear, I'm screwed. If I'm in 1st gear, but I don't know how to ride like this, I'm still screwed. Duck walking is not the time to be trying to do this, right? Okay, so just keep that in mind. Exercise number 6, guys. I know you've all been waiting for this. The infamous U-turn. I call it that for a reason. Infamous. 27 feet is what we're working with here. 18 feet if you want to do it without passing that yellow line. That's an 18-foot or less circle. You might be in here. I think so. We'll see. Again, an 18-foot or less U-turn is excessive, not necessary, okay? It's a good thing to know how to do, but it's not necessary. And this is where practice comes in with cones. Because if I'm out in the real world, 27 feet is 3 spaces. I want you in 24. I don't just give you 24, I give you 27, but I want you in 24. 24 or less in my boat, that's a win. A country road, for the most part, is 24 feet wide. MSF course to pass, 20 feet actually, right? But they start you out at 24. Okay. The width, don't worry about the length. The length is irrelevant, but the width, 27 feet. 24 feet is where I want you. Now, if you ride a Harley-Davidson touring motorcycle, your motorcycle can make an 18-foot U-turn straight up. Now, we talked about the 3 things that determine the radius of a turn. So if I can make an 18-foot turn with that motorcycle straight up, adding a lean to it, 24 feet should be easy, right? Here's how we make it easy. On the approach to this U-turn, as I said before, this is when you're going to get your stuff together. Listen to that preload. Oh, I forgot to tell you, when you were going through the single serpentine, yeah, you were you're going like this with the clutch. And that's why the bike is like, just set it and forget it. Right? You don't have to do this with your clutch. Okay? All right. Same thing when you come into this U-turn. Preload. I like the way it sounds. Keep it there. Clutch. Speed's appropriate. Set it and forget it. What comes first? Head and eyes or handlebars? Head and eyes. Turn my head and my eyes. Ideally, I like you to look at my camera, but this is not The Exorcist. So look at how as far as you can turn left. When you turn your head and your eyes and you turn your handlebars. No, I'm kidding. I know, I'm messing with you. When you turn your handlebars, turn them. Now, one of the biggest issues I have is head and eyes, handlebars. I get this. A slight turn. And I also get that because people slow down right before the turn. If you slow down, you can't lean. Keep your speed the same. Now, I'm not saying I want you to give me a momentum U-turn. I don't want that because that's going to be a wide turn, zero control. Head and eyes, handlebars. Turn the bars, and when you turn the bars, commit to the lean right away. You do that and hold the turn. 24 feet is easy. Easy. Now, I don't need a full lock turn. I don't need anything dragging the ground. Give me 50% handlebar turn, 50% lean. If you commit to the handlebar turn and the lean right away, you don't need the other. You don't need anything excessive. Head and eyes, handlebars. So whenever somebody makes a U-turn in here, I'm always looking at the light under their motorcycle. Head and eyes, handlebars. This is what I normally see. Then when they get to the top, they look at these cones and they see, oh shit, I'm not going to make it. Now they lean and I see the light go down. What I should get, head and eyes, handlebars. Not this. Head and eyes, handlebars. And just hold that turn. Hold it. What does holding turns by you? That's right. Hold it. Hold it. Now you can come out. And when you come out of your U-turn, I want you coming out straight. Don't come out like this. Because if I tell you to come out straight and you're still coming out at an angle, in that moment, you're not in control. You're not in full control of the motorcycle, right? So for people that want to, you could try 18 feet up here. So if you don't want the confinement of these cones and you want to try 18 feet, just pass this yellow line, try it up here. Head and eyes, handlebars. There's a yellow line, just don't pass that line. But if you pass it, don't be trying to sneak your ass back in here. Stay right here. I want you straight as you go out, okay? All right. Now I'm going to demonstrate that to you guys. Come in here, nice and slow. Matter of fact, I'm going to do it without the brake at first. I'm just going to use the clutch. Head and eyes, handlebars. Commit right away, hold it. All right? But of course, I want you to use the brake because it gives us control. Correction and control. All right, no rear brake. Head and eyes, handlebars. Commit, hold the turn. Straight out. Head and eyes, commit. 24 feet all day, nice and easy. Commit. You don't need to commit that much. Commit, turn the bars. Friction zone, friction zone, friction zone. Smooth stop. Now some of you guys, I think Greg? No, that's not Greg. Brian. Brian's handlebars are terrible, right? But he's making it work because they're low. When your handlebars are too low, I was telling this Greg that even when you're short on a Batwing fairing Harley Davidson, the short handlebars are still too short. They're too low because now if you want to pull them toward you, you don't have a lot of pullback. Higher handlebars don't always mean high. Sometimes it means more pullback, right? So when he's making the turn, some of you guys were making the turn and you heard me saying, tuck it in, tuck it in. When you're making the U-turn, sometimes I see you're barely wanting to turn. You take this elbow and just tuck it into your body. It'll help you turn those bars. Turn the bars, guys. Again, it doesn't have to be a full lock, but whatever you turn, hold it, okay? All right, let me show you something. I used to ask people, you know what? I used to ask people to tell me how fast I'm going, but that's on my older bike. This bike, the infotainment screen's so big, you can see how fast I'm going. But I'm gonna show you anyway. Let me do it the other way so the kickstand doesn't scrape. All right. $7 miles per hour. All right. Friction zone, straighten out. Smooth stuff. I didn't like that stuff. So I show you that because at 7 miles per hour, I got this bike leaned all the way over. Lean equals risk. So the more I lean the bike, the more perfect everything has to be. If I open the clutch up a little bit, it's going to make my turn wider. If I close it, it's going to fall. So that's 7 to 8 miles per hour is where I am when I'm doing something very tight. You guys are going to be going at least 10, 11 miles per hour. So I'm only showing you that to show you the bike's not going to fall. So don't worry about leaning it. Lean it over. Keep the clutch open. So just like I showed you guys earlier, I'm going to show you again. Let me get on this side. All right, look at my clutch hand. Hasn't moved. It still hasn't moved. I'm keeping it right here because it's working. I'm dragging the rear brake. I'm using the brake to control my speed. But I'm in a low stage of the friction zone, so it's not fighting. All right? Friction zone, friction brake, friction brake. So we're gonna do this 3 ways, guys. We're gonna start with left turns, since you guys said you loved them. Although the answer changed for a lot of you guys in exercise number 4, I told you. We're gonna go straight through the first time. Second time, you're gonna come to a stop. And then you're gonna make a U-turn. Third time, stop, make the U-turn, smooth stop. Okay, again, it's all about, I didn't have stopping at the end in the beginning. But I realized that when people are making a U-turn, as soon as they get to you don't like holding turns. So if you don't like making U-turns, I want to get it over with as quick as possible. And so when you get near the end of it, all of a sudden you start speeding up. So a turn that was going to be here ends up still being wide. So stop, U-turn, stop. Demo. Friction brake, smooth stop. You can go straight first, that's fine. Commit, hold the turn, hold it. Friction brake. And then stop, make the U-turn, stop. Commit. I don't like that. All right, you get the point. Let's do it. All right. So she slows down right before the U-turn. She's not really looking over her head. She's not really looking over her shoulder. She's got to commit right away. Good job. Excellent job. Good, head nice. Handlebar, turn them. Clutch. Good job. Get the head nice up. Good, head nice. Keep the speed the same. Handlebars. Look at me. Head nice. Clutch. There we go. Trust and believe, baby. Real time. Head nice. Clutch. Good catch. So Brian's doing good with that, man. The trust and believe is real. His foot didn't even move. If the bike was going over, he just opened the clutch. Good job, man. Excellent job. Don't worry about that. Good. A little bit more speed. Head nice. Handlebars. Turn it. Lean it. Rear brake. Drag it. There we go. Nice. I don't want him picking up speed. Good. Keep the speed up. Head nice. Handlebars. Lean it over. Yeah, you're going too slow. That's why you can't really lean. A little bit faster. All right, come to a smooth stop. Good, head nice. Turn it, hold that turn. Good. Friction brake. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Friction brake. Every time you go to make a U-turn, as soon as it comes time to turn, slow down, speed up, just keep it the same. Good, head nice, keep the speed the same. See, too much brake. Clutch, keep it loaded. All right.
I don't know how I brought it out of that.
All right. Good. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. All right, we're losing it now. Like when you're coming to a stop, you're putting your foot down because you feel it falling. Stay in the friction zone all the way until the end. Redeem yourself over here. Good. Head nice. Lean it over. Rear brake, rear brake. Yeah, and then when you get here, you speed up.
Yeah.
Keep the speed the same. That's why I showed you that drill of me just, you don't need to speed. All right. All right, smooth stop over here. Friction brake, friction brake, ah! Smooth, man, smooth, but good U-turn though. Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. All right, still falling, still falling. All right, smooth stop over here, redeem yourself.
So, how do you stop? Every time I want to tuck into that, right? It pulls my throttle. So,
That's all clutch control. That's why you got to listen to it. If you hear the throttle go up, remember, it doesn't matter what the throttle does. The clutch is controlling your speed.
okay.
So don't worry about that. We don't want it too low, though. That's one thing. Preload. Preload. And nice. Rear brake. Too much speed. Too much speed.
Then,
Smooth stop. Friction brake. Whoa, Jesus. All right. Head over there, man.
that's terrible.
Friction brake, friction brake, friction brake, friction brake. All right, it's a work in progress. Redeem yourself over here. Smooth stop. Reload. And nice. Good, hold that turn. Hold it, hold it. Good, pull the clutch in a little. Friction brake, friction brake, friction. All right. All right, guys, we're gonna move on to exercise number 7, the figure 8. We're gonna be right here, just gotta move some cones around. So guys, I wanted to introduce Steph. I mean, I thought she was practicing today, but she's been here all this time. So I'm annoyed that she doesn't have a motorcycle here, but I understand why. But I want to put a name with the face. This is Steph. She's the reason why everything is happening here. Thank you, dear.
You're welcome.
All
I'm
right.
glad everybody's here.
Good. All the way to the top. Nice. Hold that turn. Head nice. Hold it. Hold it. All right. Curtis, what's the delay? Get over here. I pick up the bikes unless the husband is here. Step away from the bike, ma'am. If she were by herself, I'd be picking it up. But if her husband's here, no, I'm going to help. I'm going to stand on it while he does what he's doing. Which way are you going to do it? You going to do it that way? Go ahead, keep pushing. I got it. Kickstand. What happened there, Deb?
I was going too slow. I didn't have enough cover.
Okay. Yeah, you pull the clutch in, and you were fine. Like, you're holding the turn. If you look at the trajectory of your bike, perfect.
Was I too early down
No,
there?
everything was perfect. You were right at the top. You just got here, and for some reason, you just slowed down. Nice. Excellent, Curtis. Good, all the way to the top. Hold that turn. Hold it, hold it. Transition. Good, hold that turn. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Clutch. Transition. All right. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. All the way to the top. Keep it loaded. Clutch. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Nice. Keep it loaded. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Ah, you're doing it twice. Remember. Twice. Doing it twice. All the way to the top. Good. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Transition quicker next time. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. One more time. Clutch. Good. Good. Hold that turn. Good. 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 Transition. Look at the exit. Look for the exit. Good job. Nice. Nice. Beautifully done. Beautiful. Greg, stop duck walking that bike. It's another 40 push-ups. All the way to the top. All the way to the top. Good. Keep it loaded. Hold that turn. Hold that turn. Hold it. Transition. Good. Keep that throttle loaded. We don't want to stall. Keep it loaded. Too much speed. Good. Good correction. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. This is going to be a tight one. Yeah. All right. No good. No good. Good. Keep that throttle up. Keep the throttle up. All the way to the top. Hold that turn. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Good. Throttle loaded. Keep it loaded all the way to the top. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. Throttle. The throttle's too low. Throttle's too low. One more time. One more time. We've been fighting that bike all day. Good. All the way to the top. Hold that turn. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. I'll take it. Beautiful, brother. Take a break. Good. All the way to the top. All right, he's early. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. It's going to be tight. Lean it over. Lean it over. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Do it again. Good. Good. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Too early. Rear brake. Look at the exit. Woo! That's what I'm talking about. Stop duck walking that bike. Good, hold that turn. Hold that turn, head. Watch your speed. Good, we're good. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. Good, one more time. Keep it loaded, keep it loaded, keep it loaded. All right, look for the exit. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. There we go, baby. Woo! That throttle control, man, you don't want to keep that throttle loaded, man. That bike is an inch away from stalling. Go all the way to the top, way too early. Hold that turn. Early on both fronts. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Transition. It's going to be tight. Lean it over. Good. Watch your speed. Good. Hold it. Transition. Nice. Good counterbalancing. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. All right, this is it. Look for the exit. Excellent. You can always tell when people watching the videos, put the finger down for the ka-ching. Very nice. There we go. Excellent. Outstanding, brother. Outstanding. Good. All the way to the top. All the way to the top. Hold that turn. Keep it loaded. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Yeah, look at all that space you got. Very nice. Nicely done. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Ah, you're early on that. Early. Too early. Look at you. Still good. Hold it. Woo! Transition. All right, look for the exit. Look over your shoulder. Keep looking for it. Go for it. Money, baby. Money. Good. All the way to the top. Hold that turn. A little bit early. Keep it loaded. Hold it. Hold it. Hold. Ah, too early. Too early, Greg. All right, guys, we're going to move on to exercise number 8, offset double serpentine, but we're going to talk about this, of course. Guys, any questions on the figure 8?
I need more practice.
Nobody trying to hear this shit from you, man. Every time you went, where's he at? Every time you went, John was like, come on, man.
How behind you going?
Okay. Who didn't do that successfully? Debbie. That's it, right? And you did. Oh yeah. I got to tell you guys. You guys are top of the food chain. I'm telling you, man. And some of you, like a couple of times you win, I was like, you turn way too early. Just lean the bike more, right? Just awesome, absolutely awesome. So you all should be proud of yourselves. I can't wait for you to go back and watch. Now, I already know some of the U-turn and some of exercise 4 going right got cut off because the camera shut off. So it is what it is. It's always important to me that you get what you're getting out here, but I need you to get it on video too, because again, when you're able to go back in the comfort of your own home and watch it and be able to not have to worry about anything else but just listening and watching, it's a huge learning tool for all of this, right? All right. All right. Exercise number 8, guys. Offset double serpentine. Who is this new to? Okay, cool.
So serpentine zigzag.
This is a offset zigzag. Offset double zigzag in farmer language. Right? Offset double zigzag.
Perfect.
All right. So Greg is already hitting cones.
Yeah, sorry.
This is the entrance. And the way my motorcycle is positioned is the way I want you to be positioned when you come in here. 7 gates. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The green cones are just if you need more space. Instead of going through the gate, go around the green cones, right? I don't really think anybody's going to need them, but we'll see. If you need it, you're there. So if you don't make it through the gate, if you see you're not going to make it, just go around the green cone and get back on track. But here's how you stay on track. This is why today, this is when you have time, I actually painted stuff on the ground for you guys, right? So if it's blue, that's where I want you to go. When you come in this gate, what people want to do is go straight to the next gate. Problem with that is, if you do that, unless you're leaning the bike like him, you're going to be so wide, you're going to be past the next gate. And then you're going to be trying to go around it like this. And again, like I told you, it's not just about getting through it, it's how you get through it. So, how do we create that? Room. How do we create some space and time? Hold the turn. So when you come through this gate, this is exercise number 5, single serpentine, aka zigzag. So when you come through here, as soon as you pass this gate, turn the handlebars and hold it. See that green X? That's where I want you, a green X. Blue X? That's where I want you to go. Hold it. Now when I tell people to hold this turn, they go like this. Okay, there you go, Rob. And they're still right back where I don't want them. Hold the turn. Go to that. And when you make these turns, guys, through the gates, favor the outside cone. Favor that green cone. So I come through there, turn, hold it, head and eyes, handlebars. Look at all this space I have now. I got a ton of space. So I don't have to lean like crazy. I'm favoring the outside cone. So by the time I reach this gate, I'm facing this way, not like this. As soon as I get to this gate, head and eyes, look at the gate I came from. Hold it. There's a blue X. Go to it. Hold it. I'm going towards the gate I came from. Head and eyes, handlebars. Favor the outside cone. Hold this turn. Hold it. Now what I find is when people get here, they stop holding it. Now they do this. No good. You should be over there. We're basically doing figure eights again. That's all we're doing. Hold the turns. At no time in here should your handlebars be straight. Hold the turn, handlebars, transition and fall into it. Boom. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Head and eyes, transition. Boom. That's the exercise. Questions? All right, I'm going to demo it. First gear. Cover the rear brake. Preload. As soon as I pass these cones, dip it in. Hold this turn. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Head and eyes. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Head and eyes. That's how it looks if you go right to the gate. It's too much work, right? I want you to hold those turns. I want it to be fluid, smooth turns. Questions?
Up and back?
No, just going that way. We're going to do it twice, allegedly. No, we're going to do it twice. All right, let's do it. When you guys were pulling up here, all that sand and stuff over there, right? Now, because we're preloaders and V.I.Preloaders, that's not a concern for us anymore. Because we know if the ground looks like that, how are we going to ride? Exercise number 2, slow ride. And if we need to turn, exercise number 4. But when, damn it, I forgot his name. What's his name? No. Otis. When Otis came to a stop, I watched his foot do this. That's why we want to stop like this all the time. Because if the ground's like that, it doesn't matter if our foot's coming down vertically. The bike is still moving when you put your foot down. That's what's going to happen. All right? Method to the madness. Let's do it, Debbie. Nice. Hold that turn too early. Too early, Deb. Hold this turn. Hold it. Hold it. Oh, too early. There we go. All right. Watch your speed. Good job. Dip it in, Transition. Go, hold that turn. No, no, you gotta hold that turn. Good, hold it, hold it, hold it. No, 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 no. You lost. Zigzag. Good, dip it, dip it, dip it. Transition. Too much dip. Good, dip it. Head and ice. Good, hold that there, hold it, transition. Good. Clutch, 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 good, transition. There we go. Hold it, transition. Hold that turn, transition. Good job. Beautiful. Yep, you good. Come on in. Dip it to the right. Dip it. Transition. Yeah, you got to do that quicker. Good. Hold that turn. You're good. Hold the turn. Hold it. Hold. No, too soon. Hold those turns. Transition. Good. Keep the throttle loaded. Hold this turn. Hold it. Now you got to hold it longer, man. Because now you see how you pass the next gate? Hold that turn. Good. Transition. There we go. Just brought back some space and time. Good job. Good. Dip it in. Transition. Good. Hold that turn. Hold that turn. Hold that turn. Too soon. You got to hold that turn longer. Good. Dip it in. Transition. Good. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. There we go. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. There we go. Now we're cooking with grease. Hold that turn. Hold it. Transition. Get it in there. Good. You're good. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Transition. Good job. Excellent. Hold that turn, hold it. Too soon. He's not holding the turns. Going right to the gates. Hold up. See right here, he should be holding his turn. So the approach to the gate's wrong. Now he's past the next gate. All right. So his approach to every gate is wrong. I told you it's not just about making it. That's 60 push-ups. Good. Dip it. Dip it. Transition. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Too soon. Too soon. There we go. There we go. Hold that damn turn. Beautifully done. There we go. So speed pushed him out there, but he corrected it. Outstanding, man. Outstanding. Welcome to the party, Victor. Guys, what movie is that from? Welcome to the party, Victor. I'll give you a hint. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Dip it in. Good, good, good. Hold that turn. Hold it. Transition. Good. Good, good, good. Nice, nice head and eyes too. Clutch, good, good. Very nice. Look at the head and eyes. Beautiful. Beautifully done, Brian. Beautifully done. Excellent, man. Take a break. Dip it. Transition. Hold that turn. You're okay. Hold that turn. Hold. See, coming out of the turn. There we go. Good. Hold it. Watch your speed. Hold that turn. Transition. There you go. Keep that throttle loaded. Hold that turn. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. See, coming out too early. Favor the outside cone, not the inside cone. There we go. Dip it in there. Good job. All right, Greg, this for all the marbles. Use the green cones. Good. Dip it. Dip it. Use the green cones, Greg. Go around the green cones. All right, guys, last numbered exercise coming up. Abominable Snowman. Of course, we're going to talk about this one first. Let's do it. All right. Any questions on the offset double serpentine / offset zigzag?
I'm kind of starting to like that zigzag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one issue that a lot of you were having is you just don't want to hold the turn. I get it. Because holding the turn means you have to turn more. But now you're passing the next gate, doing the sneak around, right? Again, that's just something you need to practice on. Otis, yeah, beautiful. Curtis, beautiful. Debbie, beautiful. Brian, beautiful.
Great job.
Actually, all of you did well. All right, this is the last numbered exercise, guys. This is the Abominable Snowman. And it will be abominable today. What makes it abominable? That top circle. Otherwise, it's just a regular snowman, right? 4 circles. I'm standing in a 27-foot circle. 27, the green cones just separate the circles. 27, 25, 22, 18. What I love about this exercise is it's pretty much something in here for everybody. Like I said from the beginning, with everything out here, including this exercise, you don't have to go any further than you want to go. So if you want to come in here, because this is the last numbered exercise, I'm really looking for clean runs. So if you're not ready to be in the circle in front of you, you could go for it if you want. But I almost say we're going to do it twice. First time you come in here, we're going to go this way. And the second time you come in, we're going to start going that way. If all you want to do is a 27-foot circle, come in, around, go right back out. You can go around twice if you want, you go right back out. If you want to keep going, you just go to the next one. So here's the keys to success. Again, this is all about wheel placement. And keep in mind, a circle is tighter than a box. So if you were just making it in the 18-foot box, that's a different story up there, right? But again, it's just about wheel placement. That's why I have the motorcycle here. I put the marks on the ground. There's an X right there. That's a point of reference. Placement. That's the first thing you want to do. Place the wheel. Hug them. I told you before, don't hug those cones. These cones are very affectionate. They like to be hugged. So hug them. Placement. Hug these 2 cones. Come all the way to the top. Now commit to your turn. And hold it. That's all you're doing is holding the turn. Hold it. Hold it. Now with some people, when they start making this turn, as they progress in the turn, they start speeding up. Remember, that's why I showed you me just going in a circle at 7 miles per hour. You're going faster than that, you're fine. Well, if it's working for you, just hold it. If you need to use the brake, just drag it. Small inputs. Don't do this, because when you're like this, trust me, you're not going to like that. Hold it, hold it. Now, if you want to keep going, go through these green cones, go to the next blue X, hug the top 2 cones, go all the way to the top, and then hold the turn. Hold it, hold it. If that's all you want to do, come back in here, go around, go back out, and so on and so forth. I marked on every circle where you need to place that wheel. Placement, hug them, commit. And when you commit, hold the turn. You need to lean in here, right? Some of you guys were kind of leaning. Lean the motorcycle and hold that lean. And guys, remember, a lot of times I notice that when people come in here, they wind up hitting these cones or hitting the green cones because they're trying to get their bike over here as much as possible. You don't need to do that. I can come in at this angle. As long as I put my front wheel right there and turn it, the ass of my bike will catch up. Don't worry about it. It's always going to be a little bit back anyway, but you're fine. Just hold the turn, okay? All right. Placement, hug them, commit. First gear, cover the rear brake, reload, clutch. Hold this turn, hold it. A little bit of pressure on the rear brake if I need it. All the way over, placement, hug them. All the way to the top, commit. Hold the turn, hold it, hold it. Placement, hug them, commit. Placement, hug them, commit. And so on and so forth. You get it. So, and the reason I showed you that last one is because, again, I want to show you, even up there, I don't have to be all the way to the right to make that turn. As long as my front wheel is placed properly, hug the one, go all the way to the top, and then commit. And that's a trust and belief thing too, up there, if I'm doing that. But for the most part, it's easier because if you keep it fluid, keep your speed constant, it's so much easier, right? When you're fighting the bike, you're just making it feel more difficult. But if that happens now, that's fine. That's the wrinkled t-shirt. Questions?
Which way are we going first?
You're making a left turn first, which means you're coming where I was already. That's where you're coming first. Clean runs, people. That's what I want. But I don't always get what I want, except when I'm at home. I always get what I want in my house. My wife is outstanding. All right, slackers, let's do it. Good. Hold that turn. Very nice. All the way to the left, Deb. All the way to the top. Hold that turn. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Good. Hold that turn. Lean it in, lean it in, lean it in. Good. Hold it. Hold it. Nice, Deb. Nice, nice wheel placement. Nice, excellent wheel placement. Oh, so close. So close, Curtis. Good job, man. Good, keep your speed up. Good, there we go. Not too fast, good. Excellent wheel placement. Excellent wheel placement. All the way to the top. Good. Commit. Excellent. Too early. Too early. Good try, man. Good try. Good. Hold that turn. Clutch. Watch your speed. All the way to the left. All the way to the left. Ah, he lost it. Good. Keep your speed up. Keep your speed up. You're going too slow. There you go. Keep that foot on the board. Trust and believe. Hold that turn. Counterbalance. You're leading with the bike. Oh, yeah, you lost. You got lost. I already know we're going to the top here. Good wheel placement. Excellent. Excellent wheel placement. Excellent. Excellent. Ah. First world problem, man. He said, ah. It was the highway peg. Don't worry about it. The highway peg. Good job, man. This is John. All the way over. Placement. Hug him. All the way to the top. Commit. Nice and easy. Just hold that turn. Good. Good. All the way to the left, John. All the way to the top. Commit. Hold that turn. Okay, good. All right. All the way to the right. Good. All the way to the top. Commit. You're early. Keep it loaded. Keep it loaded. All right, shut it down. Shut it down. Greg doesn't look too excited about going to the left. All right, he's early, but he turned sharp. Clutch, clutch, clutch. All the way to the left. All right, you're early. All the way to the top. Commit. Keep it loaded. Keep the speed up. Keep the speed up. Easy on that brake. I see your foot moving up and down. It should just be steady. Just drag it. You're doing this.
Compound confidence.
All right, take a break. Good. Hold that turn. Hold that turn. Dip it, dip it, dip it. Clutch, clutch. All right, you're early, very early. Lean it, lean it, lean it, lean it, lean it. Good, lean it in. Good, good, you're good. There you go, look at that handlebar turn. That's what you needed from the start. Curtis might be going to the top because now it's a left turn up there. He didn't go to the top on the other side, but his lefts are stronger than his rights. We'll see. I don't know, I'm speculating. There's his wife in the background looking, watching. They're talking to each other anyway in the helmets. Oh, I was wrong. Very nice. You know, his throttle is steady. Everything is steady. Excellent, Curtis. Excellent. Everything is steady. And when everything is steady, his clutch, his throttle, if he's using the rear brake, is just being dragged, not stabbed, it's always going to look better. Good. Nice head and eyes. Wheel placement is beautiful. All right, he's not going up there on this time. Good, clean run. He's early, but he's good. Clutch, good. I'm telling you, man, his trust and belief is on point. 9 weeks, guys. He's been practicing. Excellent, man. Take a break. Good. Excellent wheel placement. Excellent wheel placement. Woo! That's, oh, man! First world problems. First world problems. But that's what I talk about when I say holding turns. He wanted to go around the second time, but all right, take a break, man. Good job. He wanted to go around again, but the second time around, speed. You know, it's like it's almost like you feel like if I'm gonna do this again, I got to speed up, and you don't. Keep everything the same. If you're going too slow, then you got to speed up, yes, but and sometimes you have to reposition the handlebars to make sure you're going all the way to the top. All right, you're early. Commit, 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 commit. Good. Hold that turn. Excellent. Keep it loaded. All the way to the left, all the way to the top. Slow down. Too much speed, too much speed. All right, guys, it's bonus time. To lean or not to lean. Let's see how many participants we have. I'm going to assume everybody. All right, let's do it. One cone. Two cones, just missed it. Three cones. Four cones. That's it! Four cones! Four cones! One cone. Two cones. Two cones! Two cones! One cone. Two cones. Two cones! One cone. Woo! Two cones, just missed it. Three cones. Four cones. Five cones. Six cones! One cone. Two cones. Uh-oh. Two cones! That's it! Zero cones! One cone. That's it! One cone! One cone! One cone. Too much speed. Two cones. Still not keeping that throttle loaded. Three cones. Three cones! Three cones! One cone. Two cones. Three cones! One cone. Two cones. Three cones. Four cones. Five cones. Six cones! Six cones! All right, you guys are going just for entertainment purposes because it's already over. Two cones. Three cones. Three cones! One cone. Good. Two cones. Two cones! You remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
A 3?
Any change in that number?
4?
Okay, okay. Again, pleasure to meet you. And you did very well out here. And you're a prime example of it doesn't matter how long you've been riding, it's how long you've been practicing. And clearly, you've been practicing.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Every day.
That's what she said. All right, how do you feel?
I'm tired.
You're tired? Yeah, it wears you out. I tell people all the time, we're not getting wind roll therapy out here. We're working, plus it's hot. How do you feel?
Good.
Good. All right, do you remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
I said 5.
Any change in that number?
No, I'm gonna be stubborn and stick to my 5.
Okay, what'd you rate yourself?
6.5.
Any change in that number?
I was gonna say 6 because I was a little
See?
sloppy today.
I always get off the camera when I know a sandbag is coming.
Just a little sloppy, that's all.
Poppy is a little sloppy, not you. I respectfully disagree.
Okay, we'll work.
6? What is it? What's going on in Colorado? You watch the practice sessions, right?
Oh yeah, we watch them all.
6? Give me my microphone. All right, pleasure to meet you both.
Pleasure to meet you.
6. I mean, so far I'm disagreeing with everybody's numbers. They're too low. Guys, is it just me? Put in the comment section. How you feel, man?
Tired.
Yeah, man, it wears you out.
Yeah.
I understand why people were like, when I was in Michigan, both practice sessions, they were like ixnay on the follow the leader. They were done. All right, you remember what you rated yourself when you first came out?
A 5.
Any change in that number?
A 4.
Okay. Pleasure to meet you, man.
You too.
All right. See, it always goes quick when people give accurate numbers. The sandbaggers take a little longer.
Hi, Robert. I want to say thank you. This was a great experience
I appreciate it, man.
because, more than anything else, because it was humbling.
Yes.
I came in here, you know, I'm an example of, unlike some of the other guys who have not been riding that long and did a great job here, I've been riding a long time, almost 50 years.
Yeah.
And I felt like, wow, I have a lot to learn. I'm going to practice a lot of the basic stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, so I
Starting with
appreciate
the
that.
basics. So you weren't here at the beginning. What's your name?
It's Greg.
Put that mic to your face, please.
Greg.
Greg. How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
Almost 50 years.
No, the
Sorry. Okay, I guess I'm tired too. Like,
Yeah.
Almost 50 years. I'm an old guy.
and how long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
Consciously practicing it, not very long.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I understand. Where are you from?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. Okay. If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed, what would you give yourself?
A 2 or 3.
Okay. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Thank you.
And thank you for trusting me with your bike.
Thank you. Yeah, you made it stand still, by the way.
I did.
I hate you for that.
How you feeling, man?
Good.
Good. You remember what you rated yourself when you first came out here?
I did.
What?
5.
Any change in that number?
You humbled me.
Okay.
4.
Did I humble you, or did that humble you?
That humbled me.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I will tell you this though. Well, 2 things. One, the compression on your exhaust is crazy. Every time you went past me, it was like it was just blowing on me. But you did a lot of things that surprised me. It's almost like you awakened as we went on. The U-turns, especially going right, nice and tight. But you told me your lefts were your favorite.
I'm getting old and forgetful. Whatever.
No, it's like I always say you don't know what you don't know. So
That's
great
right.
job, man.
Yep.
Good to meet you.
Thank you.
All right, man. All right, what's your name?
Otis,
Otis. Where you from?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
5 years.
What are you riding today?
2021 Street Life Special.
How long have you been practicing slow speed riding?
5 years.
So you've been practicing the slow speed as long as you've been riding.
Yes, sir.
It shows. You have to give us all right, hold up. So full disclosure, guys, I did this whole thing with Otis and forgot to hit record, and he gave me a ridiculously low number, in my opinion, as far as what he rates himself. So take 2. I'm not giving you any pressure to change it. The number's yours. If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10 slow speed, what would you give yourself?
7.5.
All right. I still respectfully disagree. It's still too low, but okay. It's better than what it was before, guys. Trust me. Pleasure to meet you, man.
Thank you, Robert.
All right. All right. How are you, dear?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Again, I want to thank you again for putting this all together, being the liaison, and doing a great job. Again, are you practicing tomorrow? We'll see. I think she's going to surprise me one way or another.
I played the 5th.
How long have you been riding a motorcycle?
A motorcycle, 12 years.
Okay, and you own a...
24 Harley Road Glide.
Okay. If you had to give yourself a rating 1 to 10, 10 being the best in slow speed, what would you give yourself?
3.
Okay. Always a pleasure to see you, and thank you for coming out. And again, I'm hoping I see you out here tomorrow with your bike. Again, remember, you don't have to do everything out here. So even if you come and just do, the first 3-4 things, and you go, all right, Rob, that's it, my hand's done. You know what I mean?
That's an option. And actually learning, so being able to observe what everybody else is doing and record all of the coaching back and forth for the different riders, I know that's going to be helpful for me too, to go back and watch all
Absolutely.
of those videos.
I loved my private lessons with Stephanie out in Pooler, Georgia. Loved them because everything clicked. We had a lot in common. There was a lot of correlation between riding horses and riding motorcycles. And even some stuff that I say, being the boss of the motorcycle. She had a coach that used to say, be the boss of the horse, right?
Yes.
It's just amazing. And she would tell me stuff like, when you ride a horse, you should not see anybody's feet or anything moving, right?
Exactly.
That's how you properly ride a horse.
Yeah.
Meaning you have to be small movements.
Yes.
You see the connections?
Micro movements.
So amazing.
Yes.
Always a pleasure, dear.
Yes.
Thank you. And thank you for standing on the side so I can tell. I told Greg, you don't want to look at the camera, look at her. And Greg said, better than looking at that camera. Again, I want a huge shout out to Pikes Peak Harley Davidson, Gil, the GM here, who just, like I said before, just above and beyond amazing. If he's not a preloader, I'd be surprised, because I say it all the time. Preloader Nation is filled with above and beyond personalities. So a huge shout out to him. A huge shout out to Chris. Chris is the rider coach and the manager of the Riding Academy here. As a matter of fact, Chris, come sit down, man. All right, so Chris, again, I want to thank you face to face, on camera, because Chris, unbeknownst to you guys, when Stephanie brought up to him for me coming here, he kind of moved some stuff around so that we can come out here and practice. Again, nobody ever has to do anything, so if they do it, I'm always appreciative. So I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, no problem, Rob.
And I appreciate what you do out here, because I watched them out here on Thursday working in the hot. You only had like 3 guys, right?
We were down to small pennies at that time.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So again, huge shout out to you. I wanted to give it a chance to acknowledge you, and say thank you to you.
Yeah. Thanks to you coming out here and providing this out here.
Oh yeah.
We'll have to work. Let's get you back out here next year.
That's my plan.
Do
man.
it again.
My plan is definitely to come back here.
Excellent.
So you see what I'm talking about, guys? There was a time when I started this channel when I would meet great people, and it surprised me. That doesn't happen anymore, because you attract what you are. And the positivity on this channel is so thick, it's impenetrable, right? Every now and then somebody tries to get in. I'm talking about in the comment section. It never gets any traction. If I see it, I'm going to delete it. And if the people in the comment section see it, they're going to get in their ass. So again, I just love Preloader Nation. I appreciate everybody here that participated. I appreciate you guys for watching. And I'm going to end it here, guys. Unfortunately, we have to pick up cones, but that's just part of the game. So listen, as I always say, guys, it's not about being the best. It is about being the boss. I'm talking about of your motorcycle. Spend more time being thankful for the things that you have and less time complaining about the things that you don't. Seat time does not equal practice time. And if you have time to ride your motorcycle, you have time to practice on it. That's not my opinion. Until next time.